Welcome back to Boycast.
Welcome back.
We're the boys, and this is our podcast.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello, once again, audience.
Haha.
Is that Tobuscus reference?
Oh my god.
JoJo's reference.
No, it was. I just said it was a Tobuscus reference.
Every time you bring up like Tobuscus, I forget that he exists.
Yeah.
Or
I saw him like comment on something or do something the other day, and I was like, oh yeah.
He's a human being that still exists and is living right now as we're doing this.
Like, what do you think he's doing right now?
Probably making videos.
I know he commented on that one Matt Pat video, I think.
That might have been where I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
What Matt Pat? The sad one?
Yeah.
Matt Pat, more like Smatt Pat.
Look, dude.
That wasn't funny, Nick.
That was less than
That's really
funny.
insensitive. He's going through a lot right now.
Oh man.
So, you can find me at Elvis Pelvis on YouTube, and that's all I'm going to say this time.
Oh yeah, I'm Jimmy Byers, and you can find me at Papa Jimbo on YouTube, and you can also check out my band Galactic Thrust.
And my band, Galactic Thrust.
Yeah.
I'm John Van Dorn. You can check out my my channel,
Idiot.
J Van Dorn, and my IMDb, John Van Dorn the third, I think.
Go subscribe to my
The fourth.
IMDb.
I don't know.
I'm Nick.
Okay.
I was actually expecting him to say something else.
Yeah. Kind of forget that he doesn't really have anything.
Check out my 5th grade karate video.
I forgot what grade I was even in then.
I didn't. I'm there for you, bud.
All I have is like one video on my YouTube channel that just says God is dead.
It's just you burping, and it's vertically recorded.
Oh man.
That's all you need.
Nick is going to be, like, that video is going to blow up, and he's going to be
Nick,
more
you're gonna get
successful than any of
10
us.
million subscribers before we break 500
John got a
views.
muffin.
John, do
Yeah,
you want to give
yeah,
me a
I got a
bite of that
muffin.
muffin?
Yeah, no.
You just said yeah. Hey man, I don't break the. I don't make the rules. I play by it. Come on, give me a bite of the fucking muffin.
I don't break the rule. I play the.
Sorry. No, it's mine.
I
It's
didn't
mine.
think I would have to do
No!
this, Nick.
Bah, you can do that
Give
all
me-
you want, but I'm
Give
not
me
gonna
a bite
fucking
of
do
the
that.
muffin.
Sorry, Nick, I was a little aggressive there.
You have sharp fingernails.
Look, it even has
Oh,
a
yes.
blueberry on it.
Sorry.
Oh,
I haven't cut him in a few days.
Here,
I'm still trying to write
blueberry,
down my
blueberry
movies.
pieces all around. You want a blueberry piece?
No, I hate blueberries.
oh
you know-
Okay,
I'll
cool.
take his. I will take his. It would have been
No,
gone
I'll
anyway.
take his.
No, it would have been gone anyways. If you think about that logically.
Hey, Nick, don't you have an interesting fact about blueberries and berries in general?
Do you want a blueberry piece?
Bananas
He
aren't.
doesn't want
Stop!
it. He doesn't
You're
want
making it peak when you fucking cup the mic.
Bananas
Stop cupping the mic right now.
berries. It would've
been
Stop
gone
cupping
anyways.
the mic. Let go of the mic and just talk into it. Stop cupping it. Now, get your hands off of the mic.
my
Why aren't you moving your hands? as
Nick, he's not
Do you
fucking
mind if I-
kidding.
Do you mind if I cup it here?
John,
Yeah, you
give
can-
me 2 pieces because they would have been gone
No,
anyways
because
if you
I
think
ate
about
them.
it logically.
I paid them.
Okay, listen. So, bananas are technically berries.
I should have gotten a banana muffin.
Strawberries.
Fuck.
And
Those are
raspberries aren't berries.
Is Barry B. Benson a berry, though?
You're gonna
No,
have
he's
to
a
repeat everything
fucking
you said
bee.
because I wasn't listening.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty.
Idiot.
That was a really.
Next thing you're
John,
gonna ask
if you just give me 2 pieces, they
Next thing
would
you're
have
gonna ask
been
me is
gone
whether or not
anyways
Snoop
if
Dogg is
they
actually a dog.
agreed.
He is, though.
No, he's not. He's a person.
I'll give you a fat piece.
One big
Why is his name
yes.
not Snoop Person,
Thanks.
then? Idiot.
What if his name was Snoop Dude?
What if his name was
Do you think
Snoop
he would have been
Homo
anywhere
sapien?
near as popular?
The Snoop dude.
Oh, another thing about popularity I want to say just before we start a real topic. The word Bible comes from the word biblia in Latin, I'm pretty sure, and it means book. But there was another pronunciation, bublia. So what if it in an alternate universe it was called the booble? Do you think that Christianity would have spread anywhere near as fast as it did?
People are like, I don't want to be a Christian.
Booble.
I'd read the Booble.
What's the #1 religion? Is it-
Christianity.
Christianity.
Is
Or-
it?
I'm fairly certain. It's either Christianity or Hinduism.
That
That's
sounds right.
like most popular, or it could be.
No, I'm 99% sure it's Christianity.
Yeah, fairly certain it is. At least 40% of the world is Christian.
It's because Christians send over teams of missionaries to convert innocent people in foreign countries.
By force.
Stop cupping the mic, Nick. I swear to God.
Stop saying that.
By force.
My church-
Missionaries come with machine guns and point them down little boys' throats.
They used
and
to.
They're like, be a Christian or die.
They fucking used to.
But now that
I've never said that it changed.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
at my old church, that I was there since I was like 10 years old, I think. But the people there, the missionaries there, actually were super cool, genuine people.
That's what they want you to believe. When they go into uncharted territory,
Uncharted's also a very good game
Derriere.
series.
they become savage people. Like they walk around on all fours screaming, "God is real," and then scares everyone into becoming Christians.
Oh yeah, at Entertain Mart, I sold a copy of God is for Real.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that in theaters and we walked out because it was so bad.
I doubt she'll ever listen to this, but I have a missionary friend named Morgan. Shout out to my friend Morgan. I love you.
Yeah, shout out to people who force people into other religions.
No, dude. No, it's not. Morgan, he's kidding.
I'm not actually like against missionaries.
Wait, did you say it's a guy and his name's Morgan?
No, her name is Morgan.
I could have swore you just
Morgan
said
is
no.
for real.
a male plural, not
No.
plural.
I did not
Pronoun.
say
What the
that.
What
You're
are you talking about, Owen?
Get some ears, you idiot.
I think you said that last podcast.
Are you a
verbatim.
slug?
Moving on to the first topic.
That's
of
a good
discussion.
idea.
The Logan Paul v KSI fight
You
It's
knew it was
okay.
coming.
I'm
took
sorry.
place yesterday. Nick, please stop making it peak.
Wait,
man.
that took.
If you're
I
gonna
thought-
yell, just back up like an
Yeah.
inch, and
I
then
thought
yell.
we talked about this like a week ago.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought
2
it was
weeks
happening.
ago.
I thought it was happening today, and the other fight was happening yesterday.
No, they happened like pretty much back to back.
I thought
Oh,
they were
okay.
never happening.
I've never been more happy with myself than when the fight ended and I was like, I did not spend $10. Like I just felt like such a step above the average human being when
I
like
actually-
the fight ended and I was like,
Meanwhile,
oh my god.
Elvis.
Meanwhile,
I actually had an okay time watching the fight.
Elvis is a slug person.
It was
and
entertaining.
buys
I also
Logan Paul fights.
I also got to watch Scarce and Raka fight.
wait, did they fight at this like? Was it Scarce and Raka and then?
It was a bunch of people that are irrelevant, and then Scarce and Raka, and then other irrelevant people.
Wait, okay.
And then Jake and Deji. And
Does someone here
fight.
have the answer on why Scarce and Raka fighted or fought? Oh man, that was the worst. Why they fought? I was just speaking and I didn't realize until as soon as it left my mouth.
Why did Scarce and Raka fight?
John, I asked if anyone here, anyone, not anything here.
Google is one. Google is
Whenever
all.
they did their face off, they were both smiling at each other. So I think it was just a gag.
Oh,
Yeah,
probably.
was it a gag or was it real? And also,
Raka destroyed Scarce.
Yeah.
Like Scarce threw a couple.
Isn't Scarce
punches.
that one guy that's that like came out from behind the tree and it was like,
Yeah.
"Hey guys, Scarce here."
yeah,
Was it like an actual
think it-
fist fight?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they fought.
Except Scarce barely threw any punches.
I think it was a meme.
It had to have been. Afterwards, Scarce was like super happy. He was like, "That was like the most fun I've ever had in my entire life."
Where they
He
just-
lost like 100 pounds in like 6 months.
I
He's
saw
a
that.
Oh, yeah.
skinny boy
Yeah,
now.
I saw that on,
He's very
on Twitter.
skinny. He did a really good job at losing weight and not really adding muscle, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Still
good.
happy for him. Though.
Yeah,
yeah,
good
he
for
looks
him.
a lot
no,
younger
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. But like, he just became like a skinny boy.
Yeah.
He looks like a teenager now a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It was, yeah.
Actually, I think he looks like a friend of mine. I'm gonna
Here-
look back.
Here's a good question though. Did Raka like try hard?
Fuck.
Because
Yeah, no, he was
So
like,
dressed.
no. I watched the fight. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I saw it. I just didn't know why they fought.
wait, how did you
Like-
how did you see the fight?
It's on YouTube. It was uploaded after. It was like
I don't
an
know why you
8-minute
didn't
clip
think
of
it
their
was
fight.
gonna be. It wasn't gonna be.
There,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
there. So Twitch literally had no one going through and taking down the KSI versus Logan Paul fight. So like literally, people on Twitch were just streaming it, and then like every few of them would get taken down and people would just move on to a next one. But like people on Twitch just watched it for free, basically.
Good.
Like I saw,
They don't deserve the money.
They really do not deserve. What, they both got like $10 million each.
Probably.
Me spending.
No, like that's like I'm pretty sure.
Are you serious?
I saw like
You're fucking serious.
For
For YouTube drama,
yeah,
they got millions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking-
and then it's rigged.
God, I
it's
hate
so
them.
obviously rigged because
Yeah, that's
KSI obviously won in the end, but I mean, I don't want to start anything, but I think KSI he did win by 1 point from a judge, but they were like, nah, it's a draw. They're gonna have a rematch.
he
now.
literally won by 1 point, but they're still like, no,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a rematch. And
Wait, they're gonna have a rematch?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's in a year from now.
It's that long from
It's
now?
I think.
about making money. That's
it's,
what this is.
It's literally like
Well,
it's
yeah.
like Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 2's coming
Except
in a year.
It'll
Not
be more
good.
YouTubers, and half of them will be dead.
But let's talk about the fight that really matters, and that's H3H3 versus
Frank Invasion.
Invasion.
I'm gonna need like some like source on that because I didn't
Yeah.
bother
No,
to
no,
look it up.
no,
I
so
need to know
it's
this.
on
I
Twitter.
actually haven't even heard of that.
It's on Twitter. It was the very first thing that popped up when I was on Twitter, and Prank Invasion. Let me pull it up so I can like actually quote and not.
Because Prank Invasion.
He said he
doesn't
would
stand a
delete his
goddamn
channel
chance.
and give H3 $100,000.
Yeah.
So I think he's just really confident that he would beat him. But
Do you think H3 could just like
What I hope
destroy him with
happens-
his fupa?
Oh yeah, okay. Here it is. He says, "I challenge H3H3 Productions to a fight. If I lose, I delete my YouTube channel and give him $100,000. It gets better." Then Net Nobody, aka Sky Does Minecraft, says he declined, but I'll do it as long as
Oh my
you don't diss my family.
I didn't hear about that.
He says. Prank Invasion responded and said, "If at H3H3 Productions is too scared, you can step in for him, and I'll slaughter you in the ring."
Holy shit!
I don't
hate
think-
Prank
And
Invasion.
then Net Nobody says, "Do I still get 100K if I win? Because I'm dead ass. If I'm dead ass, I'll box you for free."
I didn't really take H3's response as a straight decline, though. He kind of made a little joke. He was
what did
like,
he say?
let's
He-
just do a quick game for a quick kiss
Yeah,
instead.
yeah. He was like, "Can I instead get a quick game for a quick kiss?"
That's
Yeah.
definitely him.
But Prank Invasion says, "Yes, you can have 100K. What do I get if I win?"
Are they gonna fight on
And then
Mommy
Net
Makeup
Nobody
Day?
says, "I'll make you a song." Net Nobody says, "I'll make you a song dedicated to kicking my shit."
Oh, man.
Oh my god!
But no, there wasn't. Okay, yeah. So Prank. I'm sorry. I'm reading more about it. Ethan responds, "How about a quick game for a quick kiss instead?" And Prank Invasion responds, "How about you just ask at Gila Klein H3 about my kissing prowess? She'll tell you all you need to know. Now quit deflecting. Are you gonna fight me or run scared?"
Oh, my God.
And there has yet to be a
I
a
can't
response.
stand people who talk like that.
Did Prank Invasion say that?
Prank Invasion deadass was like, "Ask Ela about my kissing prowess."
Oof!
I don't think either Ethan or Sky Does Minecraft really realize how big of an opportunity they have to cleanse YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Nobody knows.
Okay,
Sky Does
good,
Minecraft
good,
knows.
Good.
Fucking.
Like,
I
you
haven't
can-
watched
I
Sky
like-
Does Minecraft for years, but if he's fucking serious about this,
Butter.
I am now the biggest fan of Sky Does.
No.
Minecraft.
absolutely.
Okay. Let me tell you. So
Butter.
So Sky Does Minecraft transitioned from Minecraft to like his music and stuff, and like I'll be the first to say I just love it. He like it's really nice to see someone like transition, even though all of his 12-year-old army like hates it. How he transitioned from like Minecraft to music and memes and stuff.
Is
And
that what he does now?
Yeah,
a good guy.
yeah, he goes under Net Nobody now, and that's like his music alias. And he's got some bangers, but most of them I just don't enjoy listening to. But there's like some bangers. But he also like does like these vlogs where he's like in Hawaii and stuff, and
He's okay.
they're pretty well. He's not. like I there's nothing like I can't hate Net Nobody. Like he's just a really good person that smokes a bunch of weed and makes music now.
Yeah.
And
Wait, so Net Nobody and Sky are the same person?
Yeah.
Just different usernames.
Sky does Minecraft, changed his
Yes.
YouTube channel to just Adam, and then I think like I don't know the time, but sometime later became Net Nobody.
Okay. Why are you trying to kiss Elvis, Nick?
For the camera.
Oh.
There's no
What camera?
There's no camera.
Elvis, I want to fight you.
No, but
I
John,
challenge,
John.
I challenge Galactic Thrust to a fight.
John,
Both
did
of
you
them.
see in the group chat about the fight?
okay,
that we're all
wait.
having?
Before we ask him, let's explain.
Oh, shit.
Let's explain.
bad.
I know.
Put
I
your
just want to
phone
know if
on
he's
fucking silent.
am.
Jesus.
We're doing a podcast.
We're doing
Yeah, no. Explain what we're talking about
doing
in
a
the group
podcast.
chat,
Please don't do
and
so.
then ask John.
I forgot we already
So, shut up.
So
Listen here,
fellow-
guys.
Fellow listeners.
I challenge Galactic
Nick,
Thrust.
shut
Nick,
the
shut
fuck
the
up.
fuck up.
John
We're interrupting
enjoys
each other more than the first podcast. We're supposed to improve on each podcast. You fucking cunt.
Actually,
Nick.
I would have to disagree because I've been able to talk more this podcast so far.
Because you're interrupting more. I'm just kidding. Please, I'm just kidding.
That's actually false.
I was just no. I know that's why I just said I was kidding.
So
You
in the
hurt
group
me.
chat, we
You're gonna cry.
we have a group chat with the four of us and then a few other friends, and I made this joke about how I'll fight.
No,
Nick.
it started off with Stretch
Yeah,
challenging
yeah.
Nick.
Well, okay, well
to a
that was a
fight.
long time ago, and
Yeah.
then but like we never like officially said like yes we'll do this until I was like, well then I'll fight Nick for the pre-fight if they actually fight, and then you
We
said
have
I'll
a-
fight Brian.
We have another friend named Nick.
Yeah, with
So-
a K or with a
Not
C.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick is just N-I.
Credibly referred to him
You're
as Lesser
weird.
Nick. Lesser Nick.
Rightfully so.
Hear that, Nick?
He was only there for like the first year, right? Like
What?
drama 1 and that was it.
No, that was me. Because I got moved up from drama 1 to drama 2.
No, like CK Nick.
I don't know.
Louis C.K.
Because
Nick.
I knew he was in drama 1, but
I
anyways.
have no idea what he did. He'll probably tell us once he hears this.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, and then there's Stretch, who's the guy who likes Brian's mom. If you listen to the last podcast,
Yeah.
and then there's our friend Brian, whose mom Stretch likes.
Can we just talk about
We
Brian's
talked
mom
about-
real quick?
No.
Oh fuck!
Please.
No.
Oh, Brian's mom.
Mandy's listening.
I'm not going to pitch in
Mandy
this
is such a sweetheart. She's like the first time I came to her house, she was
She's. So
I do
good.
want to say
She's
for
so
like
nice.
a minute, literally, Brian's both mom and stepdad, like, they super helped me out. Because whenever my grandma had passed away and then my aunt and uncle took a bunch of the stuff out of the house, that also included the fridge. And so Mandy went out of her way to contact all of her friends to see if they could get me a mini fridge to use so I could survive for like the next 2 weeks.
Right.
Matt and Mandy are such
no.
actually
I was
good
just
people.
about to say like Brian's whole family, like even like Michael and the young ones are literally like
Michael is such
like
a beast.
A+ human beings.
Yeah.
Like
Michael-
they just sit around and play Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
and play Minecraft, and Brian's going to art school, and like his parents are supportive, and we all came over and slept in the living room, and the even their dog is like above
Clark is such a unit.
Clark is above average. Like, so there's the average human being. like I'm not saying like that in a negative way. I mean like literally the average human being.
And then
Clark is above that, and then above that is the human beings that are.
And above
the,
that is the average bear.
and then above that is Galactic Thrust,
Yeah, which is at the very top.
which you
Oh,
can
it's
check out on Spotify. and
Galactic
iTunes.
Thrust.
March 1st.
So yeah, Jimmy and Nick are doing the pre-fight for Nick
Please just address him as
and
Nick.
Stretch. Yeah.
Nick.
And Brian is relatively my size. This is Elvis speaking.
taller.
Sometimes our voices get
About the
mixed up.
same mass, though.
Yeah, he's not taller than me. I might be
Yeah,
taller
he
than
is.
Brian.
What?
I'm pretty
No,
sure I'm
that's not
taller than
true.
Brian.
That's not true.
I think Brian is around the
Brian
same height.
hunches over a lot.
Yeah. Brian's taller than you, but I think you guys have about the same mass because he's
We'll
very
see
small.
next time we are together.
We'll see in the ring.
We'll see in the ring.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm just gonna film it.
I'm not.
No, that's
No,
what I'm
okay,
getting to.
so-
Me
No,
and Brian are
John's
doing.
Yeah.
John's fighting John.
Me and
No,
John.
listen.
Shut up!
I'm fighting my inner demons.
Just listen.
On camera, it's just
Just
me
listen.
crying.
And Brian are doing the pre fight. And before me and Brian, John is going to be in the ring, and you're going to punch yourself until you knock yourself out.
Okay.
That's what we agreed
No,
on.
I way prefer just him fighting his own inner demons. He's just crying the whole time until one of them wins.
Like it's John writing in a journal for like
I have
30 minutes,
I
and
have,
then like
like-
the bell dings every 6 minutes, and he's like, wipes
I
his
have
brow.
12 split personalities.
It gets to round 6, and he's like he closes the journal, and it's like ding ding ding, and it's like John won.
If the demons
He
if the
just
demons
walks
win,
off, like,
he
really
hangs
happy.
himself
yeah, yeah.
because he gave in.
It's like ding ding ding, and then like the noose falls. He gets a chair, and he's like, "Demon won."
He either fights his inner demons,
Or I
or he,
fucking killed myself.
or you beats him, or you punch yourself to death, or you just beat off.
You just masturbate.
Perfect. All right. I can get down
6
with that.
rounds. Is
Oh
that
my
possible? Would you have to like have like erectile dysfunction to go like 36 minutes?
No, I do that.
That's insane.
I do that. That's
Have
normal.
you ever heard of destroy dick?
Nick,
December?
no, that's not normal, Nick.
Yes, it is.
Is that normal?
Yeah, you guys just don't last long.
No, Nick, that's
Wait,
Literally,
okay,
there was
wait.
a human being who masturbated 31 times on December 31st for destroy dick. December.
Holy shit!
It
no. I'm pretty sure they died. Didn't they die?
I think.
I'm pretty sure
Probably.
So
they
it's
died.
not normal. If he dies, it's not normal.
But-
That's
No,
like the
it
end
just
all.
means that he's stronger.
But the previous day, that means he masturbated 30 times and still lived.
So 31 is the limit.
All right, 31's the limit. I'll see you guys
For
later.
him, maybe.
I'm pretty sure he would be okay,
Okay.
if he masturbated 31
Guys, what if my
times
little
on day
brother
1.
listens to this podcast?
Who cares?
But he
This is
fucking won't.
okay.
He has
anyways,
access to the internet.
What if Michael listened to this podcast?
Listen,
True.
they gotta learn one day. I want to know: is there such thing as average, like the amount of time that you last, or is it like varied?
I touch my dick and it just
What?
goes.
Like
John,
so. Say you can last 36 minute per masturbation sesh, and I'm like a good like 4 minutes. Like, is either of us average, or is that just like the way that
That's
things are?
The average really just refers to about like adding up everyone and then dividing by how much it is.
Yeah, so I
That's
guess not
average.
average. I mean normal.
Normal doesn't really exist. Remember
Yeah.
that, because everyone's different, especially with stuff like that. Everyone's just different. Everyone works differently.
Okay.
As one of my favorite human beings, Jax Blade, says, every body is different.
Well, thank you, Professor. I'll see you next class.
It's so weird I address my teachers as professors now.
Oh fuck!
Oh God, you're in college.
You're in college.
Nick, what are you doing with your life? You're just
oh my
gonna be,
God.
you're just
he's-
gonna be a
Nick is making so
construction
much
man.
bank, dude.
He's making
I
more
know,
bank
that's
than
true.
me, and I also have a job now.
Oh yeah.
I'm working and just enjoying myself for a bit.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying
I didn't.
myself.
I don't need to go to college to prove myself worth.
No, I know. I like as the joke, I was just being mean to you, but it
Thank
is
you.
kind of just like a question that I do have. Like, what are your long-term plans?
I know
Honestly,
Branson
right
was
now,
one.
I kind of want to be a teacher.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I would
no,
love
me
to be
too.
a teacher. Like any Parkview guys, I want to teach you, but I won't because it's gonna take a while.
Let me
and
learn
you're
you
gonna
a
be
thing or two.
No, as of right now, like I'm gonna go into college for like English teaching.
Yeah, same.
Mm.
Either English or Earth Science.
I thought you were going to be
Cool.
a music teacher.
I think you'd be a very fun
I
science
decided that
teacher.
I'm gonna go for
Fucking, I would love to be a science teacher. Fucking, like Earth Science, I could teach about like evolution and like biology and everything. I
Shit
could-
on Christianity.
I could walk into class and talk about the Leviathan whale. It's a gigantic fucking sperm whale relative with the largest teeth of any animal ever found. Their teeth were like fucking this long, up to like
I don't know, man. Have you looked in the mirror?
If you spoke like that for every class period, like this fucking big dude, I would be so intrigued as a student.
Oh man.
Like exactly how I try to talk to you guys every time I find out something new. I like come into the room like, guys, you know that time acts as a spatial dimension inside of a black hole, and like I sit there and just like, okay, to fucking listen. So every time I find something new and exciting.
Back,
Nice.
I guess back to the fight.
Yeah.
Deji,
I guess
wanted
I'll
him
never
to win
finish what I
so
was talking
bad.
about
What
with,
were you
you know,
talking about?
You know, me being an English teacher, it's whatever.
What is there besides I'm going to be an English teacher?
Well, you asked me if I was going to be a music teacher, and then I was explaining on why I changed.
What
my
English
mind.
class would you teach?
Honestly, I would probably start in middle school and just teach
Just
middle
general
school,
like
yeah,
reading
just,
class.
Yeah, middle school English,
I cannot imagine being a middle school teacher.
and then
I'd kill
eventually
myself.
work my way up into high school. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Hey, so we were talking about the boy fight because that's way better than fucking KSI versus Logan Paul. Also, I wasn't quite right about Leviathan Tooth's size.
No one cares.
The
cares.
tallest tooth
Hey,
measured
hey, I care.
36.2
Dude,
centimeters.
wait until you're a teacher to actually like preach to people who want to
14.3
learn.
inches.
Nick, I do not care. Oh, that is pretty cool.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
Just
a
showed-
whale.
Showed me a picture of a whale with teeth.
Yo, can I
You
see
really
that?
changed my mind.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah, take a look at that.
Dude, he can eat some ass.
Probably.
Damn.
Do you wait?
Some of
You,
those
you gotta put that up.
You could pleasure a couple.
fucking put that up on screen when you're editing.
I can't just do
Or
that. I
just-
can't
yes,
just
you can.
transfer this to me in the future editing and put it on the screen.
I can
ask
just fucking
Nick.
send it to you, Elvis.
Okay, we'll clarify that next time.
Leviathan
Everyone knows
Melville.
Elvis has to have some clarity.
Elvis takes 5 seconds of just complete silence to access his future self. And then Elvis in the future is just like, whoa.
I'm not putting that on the screen. Just look up Leviathan whale. Just
Leviathan Melville.
look up that.
How do you even spell that, Elvis?
I don't know.
I know.
Okay, Nick, how do you spell that?
LeviathanMelvillei. Galactic Dust sucks.
So, Deji.
I wanted him to fucking win so bad. That's the only reason I gave in and spent the $10 is because I saw in the chat they were like, Deji's winning.
Yeah, that's
And
the
Jake
only.
Paul's bleeding.
Yeah,
And I just wanted to
when that ended, it finally like became clear to me that like I should not buy. But like I literally was like you can ask Elvis in the chat. I was like, I'm going to flip a coin, and if it is heads, I'm spending $10 on this fight. And then like literally like before I flipped the coin, Elvis was like, hey. Jake Paul won, and then I flipped the coin, and it was heads anyways, but I wasn't going to buy because I literally just wanted to see if Deji was going to beat Jake Paul.
I can make peace with myself spending the $10 because of how many movies I've torrented and how I've torrented like software.
Yeah. And then fucking Jake Paul called out
Chris
Chris
Brown.
Oh my god. Can you guys not
I
have
saw-
a conversation away from the mics because we can still hear you?
I saw a Twitter video of a guy who was like, that's like going from like, oh, I can make a Hot Pocket, so I can make a lobster now. And it makes
Yeah.
it was really funny.
Yeah.
Like you fought Deji and now you want to take on Chris Brown.
No, there was
Stop
another
scrolling
thing.
through Instagram, Nick.
Guys,
What
can
is
you
your
get off your
issue, dude?
fucking phones?
You
Stop
don't
talking about
understand that we're
something bad.
recording a podcast.
I
Like
do
this isn't just
understand.
like hang out, you know? Like we're here to talk about subjects,
Well,
not like
The matter of the situation is that Nick and I we both have no interest in it and also have not seen it. We cannot contribute.
I like legitimately do not fucking care about this fight.
But Nick, think of the audience.
Oh my god.
I
The
don't
audience
give a
cares
fuck.
more about Jake Paul fighting Chris Brown than fucking Leviathan Wales.
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Oh my
Leviathan, shove my
Oh
nuts
my
in your
God.
eyeballs.
All people need to know is that it was probably rigged. and I'm definitely not going to pay for the rematch when it happens.
100% not gonna pay for the rematch. It was literally like it's literally the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather.
Except that was an interesting fight.
It was interesting, but it was so fucking clearly rigged and just a ploy to make money, basically.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was staged.
If we want to talk
it's
about
so
fights,
hard
Conor
to get
McGregor
to that
is a
point.
god.
Even whenever I go back, even when I
Fucking-
go back and watch all the drama between them when they were just like fooling with each other,
Fucking the first
that all
fight
seems fake
of
now. when I
Conor
look at
McGregor
it.
that I actually ever watched, he opened with a spinning back kick and got the guy because he's that fast.
Yes, Conor McGregor is like probably the best MMA fighter, just period.
Like back kicks are so hard to land
Mhm.
because like there's so much movement involved, but when you do, it is devastating. The
No,
guy
yeah.
almost fell on the ground.
Yeah.
What a unit.
One kick, man.
So, but I did see this thing on Twitter where because I went to Jake Paul's Twitter afterwards and then
Oh yeah, Jake Paul is like insane right now. I'm following him on Twitter.
he is
For real.
he's
Yeah, I get
insane.
notifications with
I
him.
knew whoever won their
every
ego.
now and then I look on my phone and it's just like Jake Paul saying like Jake Paulers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, but there was this thing where it was like Jake Paul, I challenge Chris Brown to fight or whatever, and then it was this gif, I think it was of Chris Brown where like he's doing like it's a video of him doing something and then he like turns over to like look at something and then he just like turns back to whatever he was doing, and like that's probably the genuine reaction that Chris Brown had when Jake Paul called him out.
Yeah,
Like
it's just not
literally
worth its time.
Chris Brown and Jake Paul are so far apart that if they fight, that's like the bridge that connects genuinely like or like genuine celebrities to YouTube stars. Like
Yeah.
Logan Paul has already like almost bridged that by being in like some Hollywood movies with like The Rock and stuff.
Except he wasn't actually in the movie.
But yeah, I mean he was there.
But like Hollywood celebrities and internet celebrities.
I mean,
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
if Chris Brown fought Jake Paul, it wouldn't be his first time hitting a woman.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Jake Paul retweeted some guy saying, RT, if you want to see Chris Brown kick Jake Paul's ass.
Yeah, and then Jake Paul retweeted it. They're so good at like doing that. Like they're good at being the villain. Like
That's exactly what the guy that was like hosting the fight said.
yeah,
Tom Ward.
yes.
What a jackass.
They are like I must give credit where credit's due. They are phenomenal at being shitty people.
Yeah.
Which isn't
Yeah.
a good thing.
I mean like
Oh my god.
a
They're
genuine talent to get under people's skin and like be the villain.
Yeah. Man, I don't like Logan Paul, dude.
I don't like either of them. And it's
Jake Paul is so much more annoying and hateable, but Logan Paul has done much worse shit. Instead of
Yeah.
Just
I really fucking wish that it was like a bad guy versus a good guy, but with KSI versus Logan Paul, it was picking the better of two
no, I just
evils.
hate all of them. But
No, I hate all of them, but I would prefer KSI's. Although, back on the God complex, we were talking about this before the podcast that one of our friends has a God complex. KSI genuinely, like, he calls himself God, and then with the face off between Logan Paul, he was like, wait, you're God? Jesus Christ, we've got some work to do or something like that. And then
And he was like, "What are you talking about,
KSI
my
was like,
son?"
don't talk about my son like that.
that was a joke. He was obviously
It does not.
joking, dude.
It does not look like a joke.
Why would he say that seriously, though?
Because I think he genuinely thinks that
It's
he,
funny
like,
for someone to call themselves God, and then someone says Jesus Christ, and you're like,
no,
hey,
but
we're
if
talking
you
about my
watch
son.
it, he does not like crack a smile or like during the whole face-to-face thing. Like for a majority of it, he was genuinely like trying to be like the bigger man. And like when like Logan Paul was like, well, like I have to admit that you are pretty good at fighting and stuff. He was like, oh, so you're backtracking and now you're admitting that I'm better than you. And he was like,
What the fuck?
like he wasn't being mature about it at all. And
I
Yeah,
think he was
the
joking.
one outcome I wanted out of any of these fights was just them being friends afterwards, and then like legitimately hugging and saying like, you know what, this guy's all right.
No,
That
even
was
after the fight
one
was over.
outcome. No, one of two outcomes I would have accepted as good. The other one is them just both spontaneously combusting during the fight.
I would have preferred that over anything. But even after they were done fighting, Logan was like, "Hey KSI, what happened to your eye there?" And KSI was like, "Logan, how come you were bleeding all over the place a minute ago?" And Logan was
See,
like,
okay, that's
"See,
the thing.
I'm not going to be bleeding tomorrow, but you're still going to have a black eye tomorrow."
Fucking,
Like,
that's
there's
the
just-
thing. That's the thing, that these guys aren't fighters. They're YouTubers. They don't know how to just be people. They only know how to talk shit, and that's
Yeah.
why I hate them.
Okay, so when you become a YouTuber, your life becomes focused on content, and that's a very that's like a
That's why I'm
that's
a
an
very
obvious
bad YouTuber.
thing to say.
But their
like-
content is all about
like-
being shitty.
right. So when you become in the mindset that like your life depends on content, and like your life depends on the amount of views that you get, just statistically, people would prefer to watch people be shitty people than good people. And like, I mean, like that's just a very basic way of putting it, but like,
But then that's why we have so many powerful shitty people.
yeah, like people enjoy shitty people for some reason, and I don't know why. And it's got a lot to do with there's a lot of children that
Yeah.
now have internet access. And I'm like the jokes where like a majority of my fan base are 12-year-olds and like things like that. That's a genuinely true statement because like it's just children on the internet.
And whenever you make a video where you walk up to a corpse and point at it and laugh next to it, then it's one, making kids like the one in that video cry and hyperventilate and have a panic attack because their hero on YouTube just went up to a dead body and it traumatized them, and their mom is trying to calm them down. Or the kid goes with it and they're like, "Oh, I guess I'm supposed to laugh at dead people because this guy does."
That was literally another thing I was about to say. Is like if you watch fucking Blippi, that YouTube
Blippi.
child star. So there's this like, if you haven't heard of Blippi, you're living under a rock because every video he's got like 120 million views per video. That's not a fucking joke. Look up Blippi on YouTube. Blippi. He's got like an insane amount of views. The way that he acts and the way that he gives information to children,
What the fuck?
can kind of be related with the way that Logan Paul acts in his vlogs.
I do
Like it's
He
very like,
uploaded himself 1 hour of Blippi videos, educational videos for toddlers. Is that
It's-
what this guy does?
listen, it's literally a 30-year-old man who was like, I'm going to start a children's YouTube channel, and there's like I'm pretty sure there's no like corporation like PBS or something behind him. He was literally like, I'm going to dress up in this blue and orange outfit and talk to fucking probably my wife behind the camera.
Blippi
And-
painting giveaway. Learn colors with paint.
Oh, it's
I bet
real
he
bad.
like severely beats his wife if she like films him wrong.
Either
or something.
that or they just fuck every night, and it's like he's got the best sex life.
I wanted to pitch in something a little earlier, but I couldn't think of the name of it. But talking about the whole basing your entire life about uploading content to YouTube.
Right.
There's a video that my friend Chris showed me that I was just texting him about finding by the user Nakey Jakey called YouTube Vlog. It doesn't even have 300,000 views yet, but it's probably one of the funniest vlog parodies I've ever seen in my life. It's only 11 minutes and 30 seconds if you want to check that out, but it is a perfect example of revolving your entire life about making YouTube content,
Yeah.
and it made me cackle.
I'm realizing now, like now that I have stopped talking, that when I was just talking just then, that I was just saying things. I never really like completed points that I was trying to make, and I don't remember anything that I was saying. I was just talking. I know I was talking about how, oh yeah, so like the way that Logan Paul acts, like he can like, obviously he's not trying to educate, but he's influencing, and
He
so
knows
like
he is.
like literally he can make a video where like it's 10 minutes of him being like, you be the best you can be and don't let anyone say otherwise, and also be a maverick because that's what it is.
LoganPaul.com/shop.
and it's super cool. LoganPaul.com/shop. And then like if you compare that to Blippi, like it's taking children and like
Yeah,
Just-
it's
Just
pretty
keep
bad.
kids away from
I don't
YouTube.
yeah.
For the love of God.
Now, I would like to say
Except my chin.
I am pretty fucking tired of talking about Logan Paul and anyone associated with him in any way.
It's so
because
depressing.
I don't like them, and I don't even like giving them attention because that's exactly what they feed off of.
YouTube
But
would be so
literally, if
different
we
without
stop
them.
talking about them, like
They're just gonna do
they're-
worse things to get the attention.
yes, like it's such a fucking issue that
They're
like
actual
if
parasites.
we don't give them like a consistent like normal amount of attention and they start to die off, they're gonna start just mass murdering people for attention, and then
Because
like
they
they
don't know how to
become big
live
again.
now. Because they were probably just living normal human being lives
From
until
Ohio.
they started getting until
Make
they
it
Remember,
started
that
making
Ohio.
vines.
No, yeah, they were making vines, I think, in like at their university or something, and then they got big, and then that's been their life since fucking
so
like early college.
They don't know how to be famous or live their current lifestyle unless they're doing that content.
Their life from becoming adults to now has just all been being
Huge
famous.
quotes on adults.
It's
Hey,
every
as
day,
legal
bro.
adults.
in terms of age, not
Yeah.
attitude.
It's every day, bro.
It is every day,
What
bro.
can they say?
Dude, I fucking hate that. Like, correct, it is every day. But what is it? It's a frustrating
The
topic.
Disney
and
Channel
it,
flow. That's what it is.
It
Oh,
is
that's
all
right.
24 hours,
yeah.
brethren.
Yeah. It's such a frustrating topic for me because I can just keep talking about it but never complete points. I'm just so frustrated about it that I just keep saying things.
Yeah, this is all about just talking. We don't need to be
Yeah.
like structured.
I hope no one's frustrated with my unstructured way of speaking about this frustrating
No,
topic.
PM
it's a-
any of us if you want closed.
it's a lot more
comments.
fun.
Send me hate emails if you hate the way that I speak.
and we'll just respond with
At
our
Jimmy
valid
Byers
points.
at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just not talk about them. There's every point's already been made.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Like the podcast can just be us stating an event, and if anyone like cares to hear any of our actual perspectives on the situation, where we just say Logan Paul KSI fight, and then
Bad.
silence for 5 seconds, and then religion topics, and anyone who like wants to hear our comments on them can just send us an email over the topic of what we state.
Are we gonna? We're gonna have to like
Wait,
stream
so-
to do that. Are we gonna go to streaming instead
No,
of
no, no, no,
podcasting?
no. We record a normal 2-hour length podcast, and there's like 5-second breaks, like of silence, like every
No,
5
there's
seconds.
40-minute interval.
Oh my god. Yeah. And we're just like Logan Paul KSI fight.
Then we go on lunch break and come
Yeah.
back.
We go eat some food.
Can I go on lunch break now?
No,
Okay.
you got a lot to work. A lot
Please
of
help.
like,
They're keeping me captive.
a lot of
here.
work to do before
They're-
you get
they're
your.
holding me captive.
Anyways, I forgot to say at the beginning. You might be wondering why it sounds so much better. It's because we have a lot better mics now. You might also what else was I gonna say? Shut up.
This is a boycast if I've ever seen.
Now this
Boys
is
will be
epic.
boys.
Can we talk about that? How
We're
Sexism
boys?
in America.
That's
Yeah.
no. Let's
That's
save
exactly
that.
what I was.
Let's save that, please. I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll cut this out if this ends up being false. But by the time you're listening to this on YouTube, the podcast should also be on iTunes right now.
Oh
Which
wow!
one? Episode 1 or 2?
Both.
Whoa!
And maybe
Whoa.
Spotify.
Nick is now on the floor.
Nick, what are you doing, man?
Because it'll still
Nick? Okay, so
Because I
So
can't.
I
for-
can still hear him perfectly.
Yeah.
for everyone out there, Nick has decided to opt out of that whole chair thing, and he's now laying on the floor. And because we have such awesome mic stands,
Oh my God, that's my
Uh,
old chair.
he decided to lay
it's
down
not.
and have the stand come down and point to his face while he's just relaxing on the studio floor.
Yeah. It's hard to get my lips like all the way up to the mic.
Nick,
but
I
just
think
need
you're
to.
delusional, man.
It's so relieving.
Well, I think that you're a liberal snowflake.
And Nick, I just
Are you gonna make that joke every podcast?
Yeah.
Hey Nick,
What?
why do you have such a strange taste in tank tops?
His tank top says "Beast" in really cool letters.
And he's always got
Is it
like the
blueberry?
suns out, guns out.
Okay,
I love
this
my
is
sun's
epic.
out, guns out tank top.
God,
But-
like they're
okay.
so like. I used to have a tank top called I got 99 problems, but the bench ain't one, and I gave it to James Robertson and I traded him with a plain black one. And then I used to have one called Check Me Out, and it was a picture of a cat with
Yeah.
sunglasses, which actually was not a bad. It was just very.
Shout out to our friend James Robertson.
I used
but
to.
what
I
one of my
used to-
favorite tank tops is the one that says
John, it's
what is it?
okay.
What is it? Things I like to lift. 1, dem weights.
Oh, yeah.
2, dat
Oof.
fork. It says DAT weights. DAT fork.
Wait, dat weights? What?
Dem weights. Oh shit.
Yeah,
DEM.
Yeah, DEM.
But like I think one of my reasons for wearing such shitty fucking tank tops is you pointed it out at June Moon is that it lowers the bar for people knowing getting to know me. So like they see that and they're like, oh no.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Dude, I want a tank top that's like wake up, eat, Fortnite, sleep, repeat.
Oh my god.
No, I want one of those tank tops that's like December boys are always men, and if you ever fuck with one, he will kill
Oh
you.
my god.
What is December, boys?
Like
Just
do
like
you
the
not
month
see
you
those
were
tank
born.
tops every now
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
where it's just like a photoshopped thing on a model wearing a shirt, and it's just anything like Sagittarius people are always
Oh, yeah.
Right.
like really fickle and don't mess with their family because they'll kill you.
Are you guys ready for controversy?
Yes.
Oh,
If you
no.
believe in horoscopes, you are just a D- tier human being.
I fucking hate horoscopes.
I'm gonna go off of that and not fully disagree, but if you judge someone based on their horoscope, that's retarded.
Exactly.
I think
But
that
I
that's
still
more of
think-
what I mean.
No, I still think horoscopes are a legit thing because
But if you read it with the mindset of, oh, this is vague, then it becomes very clear that things are just vague facts
But I
about
have-
human beings.
yes.
with
that's
that in
exactly
mind-
what horoscopes are.
with that in mind, I have read a lot of stuff about my horoscope and people that I know's horoscopes.
Of course, it makes sense, Elvis.
No,
like,
I
they're
just said
made
with that
to
in
do that.
mind.
Okay. Okay.
So I was still thinking you need to make sure this isn't just vague, and that this can apply to anyone.
But logically, it does not make sense that because I was born on November 29th that I am a certain way that is similar to other people born around the time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your personality depends on the way that you were raised and the way that your personal mindset just is, and not when you were born.
However, I wouldn't say D- person. It just means that they believe something, and that's
Right.
that's okay. That's
So,
totally okay.
I was more D- tier peopling because
Specifically,
because
Elvis said, the
people
people
who
that are like,
judge-
"Oh, you're
you're
an
a
Aquarius."
you're a Scorpio.
Get
Scorpio.
away.
Stop cupping the mic.
Stop talking to me.
But it's like me and Elvis have a sign language class, and we were doing a get to know each other, and it's like, hey, all the Scorpios in the class, raise your hand and
Oh
stuff.
my god.
And so we were making these jokes where it's like, oh,
You
you're a
seem
Scorpio.
really cool,
You seem really
but
cool,
you're a
but
Sagittarius, so
I just
don't know.
We're not compatible, and you genuinely I really like my mom, but she's a Leo, and we're just not compatible. So I don't talk to my mom.
My mom's a Leo too.
And that's my mom.
Cool.
I think
My
my,
mom
mom
won't
is
listen to
genuinely.
this.
No. Wait, Leo is August.
I have no clue when they are, any of them.
Because I think Aaliyah's a Leo.
Yes.
Yeah.
A Leo.
Leo is
Leo.
most of August towards the beginning of September,
Yes.
and after that, I believe is.
Do you know what beginning April is?
That might be Libra.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know that
the
my
one
mom
cool
and
thing
my
about
little brother
horoscopes
are
is
both.
that they're sort of fun. Like I
That's
like
the only reason I'm interested in them.
I do like identifying with a centaur.
Yeah,
Centaurs are pretty cool.
I like
Wait,
identifying with.
you're
a
Sagittarius?
crab.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were born around the same time.
John, what are you? Oh wait, you're the same as me. Never mind.
We're all 3 Sagittarius?
John, you're not
When
a
were you
Sagittarius.
born?
Oh, so now I can talk.
Whoa!
John, just
God, it's been so long since you spoke.
Yeah, funny.
just interrupt us.
Anyways,
If there's a
December
pause and
21st.
you have something to say, then just start talking and we'll.
Yeah,
not
we
talk.
won't care. We won't mind, buddy. You can hear me all the way from over there, can't
Any
you?
tiny pause you
weird?
can get your hands on.
Nick, we've been talking in these mics, so we all have headphones on so we can actually like hear each other and shit. And Nick's quite a distance from John at the moment. and he's like, "Oh, it's so weird."
have the headphones on, I could still.
Yeah, it would still like
in
if
the
you
same room.
take the headphones off, and I hear you all like pretty normally.
Isn't it weird how I can speak in the same room and you can hear me on the opposite side of the room? Funny, huh?
That is pretty weird.
Let's talk about the fundamental forces of the
No,
universe.
no, because I want to contribute for
Yeah,
for a
please,
fat
please.
minute.
Thank you,
So
John.
the thing with the whole like judging people because of their horoscopes and how different they are from one another, it's so contradictory because there'll be those stupid Facebook posts where like quizzes that you can take or whatever based on your horoscope. And a lot of the same responses will just be different things that we all feel as humans, but they're never things that we talk about. So like, if you're a Sagittarius, you probably think really deep thoughts in the shower. Everyone does that. Or like, if you're a Leo, then you've probably thought about how you're insignificant compared to other people. But everyone fucking
No,
thinks
that's
that.
a really good point. Like, if you think about it, like horoscopes are literally like taking a trait that all humans have,
But they
and
never talk about
expanding it.
Yeah, it's
And so
it's
like
things that
like
we all
a
think about that
Scorpio,
we
I'm
never
pretty
say.
sure is just like a bitch, right? Just like plain and simple. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
people
like-
also do it to like excuse their shitty behavior. Like, sorry, I'm a Scorpio. I
No.
just do that.
Yeah.
you're a bitch. That's it.
Scorpios are mean and they have lots of sex.
Yeah, but like
That's
if you
their
Because
thing.
Yeah,
they're scorpions.
so
they like
if-
to sting.
if you think about it though, everyone
Whoa.
is capable of being a mean person and also achieving intercourse.
Right.
So like
well, except me.
oh yeah, except for John.
No, John, I'd fuck you.
Oh shit.
No, I'd still disagree on that. Oh. All right, John's penis is out. Welcome to Boycast. we should clip that and then make it the channel intro.
Just me like pretending to suck a dick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just attach a naked body to my face and then just have it animated.
It's a pretty good description of the podcast.
No, okay, but John, that was a really good point because it's like literally traits that every human being has,
Man,
but
where
just
does this come from?
expanding on it.
Right.
Like they're not unique things. Like everyone can be mean and have sex.
Yeah. It's all of the things that we think about in the back of our heads that we never
Yeah.
like discuss with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all different traits that we all have as individuals, but they're just things that like I don't think that other people can't think deep things in the shower because we all do that.
Yeah.
It's just that's not something that we discuss. Just like, hey, I think deep things in the shower just like you do, or hey,
Yeah.
sometimes I think about myself in the perspective of like a higher being. Or,
That's why when you
I don't know.
stop categorizing things, you become more free.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the world would be better without borders.
Yeah.
well, except for the one that Trump's making.
Oh, except for the wall.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wall,
yeah,
yeah.
The
We
wall
really
needs
need
Build
to
that
exist.
wall.
Build that wall.
Build that wall. Trump that bitch. 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 Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall. Oh, build the wall. Yeah, build the wall. Build the wall. I said I build the wall. Okay, build the wall. I said I build the wall. Build the wall. I said I build the wall. Okay, drop the wall. I said I build the wall. Build the wall. said build the wall.
Here's some politics. I don't feel bad saying that I hate Donald Trump because Donald Trump is a shitty human being, and it's no longer that I disagree with his political views and that like I just don't agree with that.
That too, though.
That too, but it's just that he's a bad person.
Yes.
And
Right.
and so I don't feel uncomfortable joking about building the wall because it's such an absurd idea that we just did like a minute segment about screaming building the wall
And trumping that
and,
bitch.
and that is comedy.
Yes.
Like if we tried to do like a little singing bit about like Obamacare, like it just wouldn't be quite as funny
No, the thing to
because
make
Obamacare like benefits people.
The thing to make fun about Obama is like airstrikes in
Right.
the Middle East.
Yeah.
That's what you make fun of with him.
Yeah.
Right.
Although a lot of people still took like Obamacare as like, this will be funny to make fun of.
Oh yeah, they're
And
like,
it's-
no, this is communism.
You know what's funny though is saying
Just
build
bleep
that
it out.
wall, like that feels racist, and
Yes.
it's because it
It
is.
racially
And-
motivated, rather.
And
But
it's
people understand that it is
Yeah.
a joke.
racially
that we are
motivated.
stating.
isn't it?
Yes, it is a joke. I'm sorry. Please do not shoot us.
I love Mexicans. I eat nachos.
No, we love
I go to Taco Bell. I love Mexicans.
fucking real quick. Okay, fucking the people that were like pretend making fun of Trump like back during the campaign and still do. But I fucking got so angry because there were so many people that were like, you can't build a wall because like what would we do without tacos? And like they were being fucking serious.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like my friends have done that and said that, and I don't want to get that angry with them, but
It's just the worst.
that's still racist, just in like the opposite direction.
Okay, so do you guys remember that clip of that one girl that was on like a morning talk show?
Oh, the one girl that's like
Yeah,
you can't kick out all the
you
Mexicans.
can't kick out all the Mexicans because who's gonna clean your bathroom?
Oh
Yeah.
my
and then
Fuck
they were
her.
and then they were all like, "Ooh, don't say that." And she was like, "No, that's not what I meant." And like clearly she had good intentions, but like
It's still
also like
How can you say that with good
Yeah,
intentions?
right.
Yeah, no.
like when I watched that for the first time, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was so long ago. That was like, was that during like the election process
during
or
the
was
campaign.
that after?
that was during the campaign.
Jesus.
And the thing with
It's
the whole
still so
wall-
like vivid in my memory, like how traumatic that is. Like,
But
why would she say that?
the thing with the whole wall bit is that if Trump actually makes it past a whole 4-year term, you can't build a wall like that within a 4-year time span.
and he's
Yeah.
not going to. Like,
I haven't heard any updates on the process of that. And
So-
it's already
no,
been a full,
actually, pretty recently there was this. Oh God, where did I read it from? It was on Facebook. So like, take this with a grain of salt. But
I prefer pepper.
I prefer
Like that
pink
one?
Himalayan uncut sea salt.
Oh, Parmesan cheese. Sorry.
But no,
Parmesan
there was this thing where it says like, because you know how like Trump genuinely claimed that he was going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it,
Right.
and then like what is it the Mexican president like
The former Mexican president, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
where he was like,
where
I'm
he
not
was
going
like-
to build that fucking wall.
yeah, and like, what do you do from there, right? Like, what do you do when you make this claim that like this whole country's gonna like build your wall? What are you guys doing?
If you're
They're starting to fight. It's happening live.
Stop tickling
tickling me,
while I'm
please.
trying to talk.
Nick's throwing to punch it out. Oh!
Oh, ow, ouch! He
Oh, here
just
comes, here
punched me.
comes. Oh
Whoa.
my God!
That actually synced
Oh,
up
he's
really well.
he's punching me really hard.
Yeah.
Nick, why
Okay.
are you still making it? Look, there's no cameras.
I want to hear what
You don't have to
Jimmy
make it
has
look
say
like
for
you're
the rest
punching
of
me.
I'm
You know-
sorry, Jimmy.
Like, Donald Trump is just such a low tier person that like, I used to be real edgy about talking about like politics and stuff, like just with anyone.
Were you like one of those centrist people that's like, Democrat or Republican? Huh, neither.
No,
They're both idiots.
I was still Democrat, but I was just.
It's such a touchy topic.
It's so touchy, but like now, like I can just confidently say that he is just such a bad person that it's like dogging on Logan Paul. Like
a little bit, yeah.
the president of YouTube.
the president of United States of
Oh, yeah.
America is just such a bad person.
One
that,
of the
like,
guys at the fight called Logan Paul the biggest YouTuber in America,
Oof.
That's false.
which doesn't make sense in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
No,
That's
there's
false.
a lot of ways.
6 mil on YouTube and in 6 months, never done before.
That's Jake
never,
Paul, but there's not really a difference.
never done before.
Never.
Past all
Fucking,
the
that's like their
competition,
biggest thing to
never.
say is that like this is
PewDiePie is next,
The-
even though there's several.
Yeah. Also, he said past all the competition, man, PewDiePie is next.
fucking remember.
Which doesn't-
Remember
Yeah.
like the
Hey,
Smosh.
Like,
Remember
Let's
the
just-
Japan vlog?
doesn't Marzia have more subscribers than
I
Jake
think so.
Paul?
shit.
I think how much does
Oh God.
how much does she have?
Let me look.
I have no clue.
That's it. Yeah.
But like
I don't
like,
want to talk about the
like
balls.
all their things
I
are
know.
so obviously motivated by views. The fucking Japan vlog, the whole Suicide Forest thing, when they were about to go there, Logan Paul said to the camera, "This is probably, hopefully, never been done on YouTube before." He was doing it
it
for
is
views.
posted not to record or like take pictures in the forest.
Oh.
Like he broke a
He
law.
broke law.
This has all
and
been
like
said
people
before,
tried
though.
defending him
I
by
know.
saying like he didn't mean that wasn't planned. He went to the Suicide Forest,
Mhm.
a place infamous for people going there to kill themselves.
It's very infuriating, but it's all been said already.
Marzia is
It's-
very behind.
Oh no.
What's she at?
She's at 7.4,
I
and
knew,
Logan
yeah.
Paul is at 18 million, and Jake Paul is at 16 million.
Okay, so
Oh no, PewDiePie is next.
PewDiePie is
next. Let me They got look his at-
girl.
PewDiePie.
Jacksepticeye
Don't give
right
them
now.
ammunition.
Well,
Jacksepticeye
PewDiePie's
Markiplier,
at
for
65 million, so
PewDiePie
I'm
is next.
still so baffled
And
at
Smosh-
how PewDiePie is
Smosh is
like-
definitely way over.
PewDiePie is such a
Yeah,
good guy.
Smosh is at 23
like
million.
okay, so PewDiePie is like genuinely like top 3 favorite YouTubers, and like I'm just so confused on what he figured out that like allows him to keep growing.
What I
he
know
was
exactly
at
what it
50
is.
million, and
I know
was
exactly
like,
what it
what
is.
is going on?
being
and then
human.
No, I know exactly what it is.
what?
Because he started off. I'm trying to figure out how to put this into words. He just keeps changing who he wants his audience to be, and that's how he's doing it. So he makes fans whenever he's like a gamer, and he has a certain sense of humor, and he gets a lot of people that way. And once he's at like max fans of that audience, he changes his sense of humor and style. But the original subscribers don't unsubscribe because now they're loyal subscribers. And then he gets all these other people who are like, oh, he's funny now, and they subscribe. Like 2016, he was edgy and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and now he's a lot more wholesome and stuff.
That's not a bad thing though.
No, I know it's not. He's genius. He's really smart.
Yeah.
Another thing he does is after a few days of uploading a video, he will change the title and thumbnail of the same video, so people will click on it again thinking it's new, but then they won't like go away.
What a
or get mad
genius.
when he's really smart, and
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for him.
What
as
if
a
PewDiePie
content
is
creator.
actually
he's still not a bad person.
yeah. PewDiePie
Yeah,
like
okay,
has
so
an
if-
IQ like way higher than Stanley Kubrick. Like he
Yeah,
has an
yeah,
IQ
yeah.
of like 50 billion.
So
He
if
can
Logan
break the
Paul
world with his mind.
Oh my god.
if Logan Paul did what PewDiePie does, where he like changes like his like thumbnails and things and what do you like adapts his video formats and stuff, it would be so different because he's just a bad person. I love it when I'm fucking speaking and you guys are.
Hey.
John, don't talk. We already went over this before we started. You're not allowed to talk as much as me.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys have to listen.
So
to
I think
John's
we should
talk
move on
sometimes.
to different topics besides bad people. Let's talk about something that we do like.
movies.
Anime.
Puppies.
Fuck puppies. I'd eat puppies if it wasn't so controversial.
Yo, I'd eat a puppy.
The way you worded that was, if it wasn't so controversial, I'd eat them.
Move to China.
That's the fucking goal, John.
Hey,
I'm still 17. Though.
John, he was just joking. Please talk in the mic.
Oh, okay. Move to China. Eat dogs.
Oh yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, that's the fucking goal, John. But I'm 17, so I have to wait.
I can still hear you guys.
Well,
But they
'cause you're
cannot
wearing
hear you.
You're wearing the headphones, Nick.
Nick,
can
sit in
still
the
hear you
chair.
guys.
But if we all took our headphones off, we could still hear each.
You know,
one.
I don't think we really addressed it, but we
Oh my
all
God.
stood up and were talking into our microphones like just a minute ago, and like for that whole like Donald Trump segment, we were all just standing up.
It was
Yeah.
because they're
I
copying
mean,
me.
It's not
Yeah.
that it matters that I tell you that. It's just interesting that we all went from standing up to like sitting back down again.
Just
I don't remember.
nonchalantly.
Like-
I don't
like
remember you
these-
guys sitting down.
These stands are just so baller that like
Stand?
we literally can do whatever. Nick laid on the fucking ground and like still got his mic to his mouth.
Mm.
It's insane.
Very intricate.
Intricute.
I hear sounds coming from the door.
We should talk about something that we all enjoy,
Yeah.
and that is movies. We have like 45
What's your
minutes.
favorite movie that comes to mind?
My literally the first movie that comes to mind is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Why do you like it?
I wasn't prepared for this. Well, it's very charming, and of course, like the style that it's actually edited in. Oh, I see. Since I'm going first, that means that everybody gets an opportunity to write down their thoughts.
No, shut the fuck up, John. Okay? I'm still listening to what you're saying. I just wanted to see what movies he wrote down.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm trying to get in my phone.
Make me so pissed, John.
Gonna make me so pissed.
You really
Oh,
pissed me
John,
off.
go ahead.
these are
Yikes.
good movies. All
But
of them.
I don't know. Like it that movie definitely fits inside of my style of humor. And I remember reading all of the comic books before I actually saw the movie, and I loved them both equally for very different reasons. But the movie still stayed super true to the comics,
Yeah.
whether it be like the appropriate amount of, I guess, copying the style of the comic panels. I know Nick and I had a really, really long conversation about the manga artist Junji Ito,
Oh
and with the Junji Ito collection that was on Crunchyroll or Funimation, yeah, and how the way that they try to style it.
They were faithful, but too faithful. And
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if I wrote it down here, or give me 1 second.
Yeah,
One
But-
thing I just want to interrupt and say that they've refilmed an entire scene in Scott Pilgrim because one of the characters wasn't wearing the same color of socks as they were in a comic scene.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And like Edgar Wright is such a genius for that. But I remember there was I can't remember the name of the YouTuber. I don't know if Nick remembers, but we were watching a comparison video.
Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Okay. And how he mentioned that one of the biggest things about making from comic to visual animation is it would be so good if they took advantage of the animation, because Junji Ito took advantage of the actual comic pages itself, where taking the style, because they're horror comics, so taking the style of comic pages and using that page turn as your advantage. They still tried to do that with the animation, but that's not how it works. They weren't taking advantage of the actual format of animation and applying horror to that, but instead they just copied off of the manga panels to stay faithful. And even then, they don't even put that much passion into it. It's just things that are like layered textures for, like, especially with the animated show Chowder. Not crapping on its style, of course, but you can tell that there's a lot of movement in that show, and whenever a character moves around, you notice that the color of like Chowder's, I think, hat or his outfit, it stays the same pattern,
Yeah,
but the
but-
outlines move.
Yes.
So it's just like with the Junji Ito collection, whenever they add textures, it's just a solid texture in a background with an outline of the character moving over it.
Yeah.
So they tried to stay true, and they weren't adding passion, so that just doesn't add up. And that's what I love so much about about the Scott Pilgrim movie, is because there was passion. There was passion in all of the casting. You could tell every single person who was cast in the movie was just super happy about being a part of it. And it got a lot of careers started. Like Anna Kendrick was in it. Remind me, Captain America.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
I'm pretty sure he was already established.
I keep forgetting the cast in that movie. Okay, but I was gonna say that like the reason that Scott Pilgrim like hits like my list of like favorite movies is like it feels so like untouched by age or time rather.
It ages very well.
Yeah, well, so in my opinion, watching Scott Pilgrim 7 years ago as to watching Scott Pilgrim now is the same experience.
Yeah.
Like things that like happen in life can sometimes influence the way that people view movies.
Right.
But Scott Pilgrim is such a resort island, or island resort, or like just somewhere that's like, not a part of the mainland.
Right.
Isolated.
Isolated, I guess. It's like its own little like island of enjoyment, and when you're there, you're just sort of there to enjoy that.
I think that's really good because like those are some of the things that like the genres of comedy and horror are really good at, because like Buster Keaton is one of my favorite fucking comedians ever, and he didn't talk in his things. It was visual comedy. Buster Keaton is so fucking hilarious.
It's kind of like Blue Man Group.
Yeah. Have I gotten to show you guys Buster Keaton?
I don't think so.
I'll show you guys after the podcast. But what I was trying to say is there's this quote from the beginning, the author's note of a Dante's Inferno that I got from AP Lit. I'm sorry, I stole it.
It's okay.
I forgot to give it back to you. But you're retired now. I think he's retired.
Is he?
He's not at Parkview anymore.
Oh man,
That's for sure.
Who?
Mr. Isaacson.
Oh,
that's
I know,
weird.
it's really sad. I love you, Ike. But at the beginning of it mentions the piano can play a song. I'm paraphrasing really hard. The piano can play a song, and the violin can do the same song, but it can only create the same feel. Or the violin. Did I say violin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Violin can do the same song as the piano, but in order to create the same feel, it can't do the same notes, or at least not in the same way. So the violin has to play into the strengths of the violin in order to create the same thing as the piano.
The melody.
Because if the violin tries to be the piano, it won't feel the same. But if the violin becomes the violin and like owns itself,
exactly.
Then,
and that it was talking about the translation of Italian poetry to English, because Dante's Inferno was written like I think 700 years ago.
right?
Or the Divine Comedy was. That's better. And like the whole thing is poetry, and all of it is like really hardcore metaphors, and a lot of them you have to play into the strengths of English in order to do that. That's the way like songs work if you're trying to like translate a Japanese song into English. And it works really well when you're trying to talk about adapting a manga or a comic into a movie or animation. You have to play into the strengths that like a visual format has in order to do the same thing. Like if you're trying to adapt Junji Ito, you need to be able to create the kind of suspense that like the manga comic has, but in the same way of an anime.
Yeah. A great example is like My Hero Academia. They take advantage of animation as a strong point.
Yes, they fucking do.
And so does the manga, but they translate it in two completely different ways.
Because they
but
understand
they
the
can still stay
mediums.
true to the original manga.
Yes, it's because like they truly understand the mediums. If I don't know how to play if I don't know how to play the violin, but I do know how to play the bass. If I try to play it like Another One Bites the Dust on the violin, I'm not going to do it right, and it's going to sound shitty because I'm going to try plucking it, but I need to use the bow.
Yeah.
Amen.
And
that was very good.
I wanted to finish my little thing, but with Brian Lee O'Malley, the original comic illustrator for the Scott Pilgrim comics, if you watch the movies and read the comics, there is so much detail, and well, not necessarily detail because it's a very simple styled comic, but there's a lot more content inside of the comics that you don't see in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie, it's not needed. Like Edgar Wright takes so many, a ton of the same primary topics inside of the original comics and puts them in the movie. But there's a lot of characters, like in Scott Pilgrim the Animation, which aired on Adult Swim the night before opening night of the movie.
Oh, I watched those on YouTube. They're really good.
Yeah. It was just one animation, but it introduced, I can't remember the name offhand, but it was a blonde girl that Scott met in high school alongside Kim. And it showed that little backstory, but the blonde girl that was in the animation is actually also, she makes a reappearance in the comics, but she isn't even mentioned. The only thing that is mentioned about it is whenever Ramona brings up if he's ever had to fight for a girl before, and Scott did because of the animation. He said, like, yeah, I had to kick this guy so hard that he saw the curvature of the earth, because that's what happened in the Scott Pilgrim animation and was also brought back in the comics.
But doesn't he just say, like, oh, I had to kick some guy?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's all there was, and that's all there needed to be.
Yeah.
They didn't need to trail back and plus it was already in the animation, so they didn't need to make more about it.
Right.
But
regardless, whether it was an animation or not, it was still just not a needed, and it's
cool. It's super cool that they mentioned that, but it's also like there are so many things in the comics that don't need to be in the movie because they just wouldn't fit in the movie.
And that's why, like, being a director of a project that is already a done project,
yeah.
like taking a comic book and turning it into a movie, or
like
like
Harry
book.
Potter, Hunger Games, and stuff like that.
That's why some people would say it's more difficult than. Well, I think I could confidently say it's more difficult adapting a book or something into a movie rather than writing your own movie screenplay and being original about it, because it's such a difficult process on, like, what do you choose to, like, add in, and, like, that's literally, like, that deciding process could make or break whether the audience enjoys the movie or not.
Right.
I can't think of any examples. I want to say Hunger Games, but I don't know. But there was a movie that was made after a book. Oh, okay. Ready Player One.
Okay.
So I read Ready Player One like 3 times, and it was like junior year was like my favorite book, like early junior year. And then
I didn't even know it was a book before the movie came out.
So
yeah, me and Jimmy both read it in middle school.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg decided to take the concept of Ready Player One and build off of that rather than the actual Ready. Oh man, it's frustrating because there's the main character and then there's the love interest, pretty much. Her name's Artemis. They don't really meet. They don't meet face to face until like the end of the movie or end of the book.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in the very end of the book. And then like he looks at her face and he's like, "Hey, you are really pretty." And then he's like, "When for like the very first time, I didn't want to go back to the Oasis," and like it was like a really like sweet and genuine moment.
Wow.
In the movie, they do this weird like half-assed like, it's such a fever dream trying to think about the movie because I hated every second of it.
It's just
but
visually pleasing, just like Avatar.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
But like,
that's it.
Like,
yeah,
I think Percival like gets knocked out and then he wakes up in this resistance group or something, and then Artemis is just there, and the movie starts. Oh, it's so bad. There's so much like I'm not qualified to talk about it because I got so frustrated at the movie when we rented it that like I watched the beginning, hated it, left, came back, watched a middle section of the movie, hated it, left, watched the end of the movie, like the final battle. Oh boy!
Did you actually watch it all the way through though?
No.
Oh,
Like there
okay.
are parts of the movies that I just have not seen because I just
then
left
shut
the
up.
room. No, yeah, I was saying I'm not. But to
The parts that you
I
did see.
digress. I
Right,
digress.
right.
What I mean is like Steven Spielberg in my mind fucked up real bad. Like when you take someone else's work, even if that person gave you permission, like it's not really about that. It's more about like the fan base that, you know, enjoys the book Ready Player One.
It should always
Like,
be about the audience.
It should try and recreate that story, but film version. It shouldn't take a loose concept of what the book was and then be like, it would work better if it was this way in the film. No, your job as a like a director who's interpreting it, like,
Making
is
an
to like do it
adaptation.
as well as you can. Like it should be a clean, crisp adaptation.
Yeah. And sorry. Yeah.
I thought of 3 things to say during that. One, in the final battle, they call this big robot Godzilla Mecha Godzilla, and
Yeah,
they play the Mecha
yeah.
Godzilla theme music, but it wasn't fucking Mecha Godzilla. It was just a shitty robot Godzilla that looked all weird and like
Thank you.
2018y. It pissed me
Yeah,
off
yes.
because Mecha Godzilla is really cool, and they should
Yeah,
have just had Mecha
yes.
Godzilla.
He can
Another
fly.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
You like peek the mic
There-
really hard.
There is so many things wrong with Ready Player One, the movie, but continue. I'm sorry.
Another
I believe
thing.
many of the things that were wrong with the movie were also wrong in the book, or even worse in the book. But
Nick really
that's-
didn't like the book.
I did not like the book at all.
But I personally think that Steven Spielberg has been a really subpar and below director since like Catch Me If You Can, which was like super early 2000s.
Oof.
I haven't seen AI Artificial Intelligence, which might have come out after that, but everything he's made,
Do you
like
think Steven
BFG,
Spielberg
sucked.
died? And
I
was,
loved the BFG book when I was a kid, and he ruined
Weren't we
it.
talking about like all of the good Spielberg movies were made with like a co-director or like someone like helping him in a way?
Oh no!
I don't think so, no.
Is Steven Spielberg a bad director?
No, I think we were driving somewhere and we were talking about how like
Steven,
what
coming for you?
was E.T. like just Spielberg, or wasn't he like we were talking, I think it was Spielberg, where like a lot
I
of
remember
his
this conversation,
good
but
movies
I don't think
are,
this
like,
is what we were saying.
Oh, okay. For some reason I remember it being like a lot of his good movies, like that people like that are like just instant classics, like had help or like were based off of something before or something.
I think this is
don't
a
know.
good topic.
I don't
Pretty
know.
much 90% of his movies are based off of some sort of book
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. I don't know.
The last point I was going to make, you said when you make an adaptation from like book to film, let's say, it should stick to the source material, which is true. But also there's movies like Fantastic Mr. Fox, which are in my like top 9 of all time. And it takes what is good in the book, but it changes a lot. And all it changes is to make it work better for a film than it does a book, if that makes sense.
Well, wasn't Fantastic Mr. Fox like a children's book?
Yeah. it was a
See,
Roald Dahl
I think
book.
I think with that it's there's more leniency, but when you take like a novel, like something that is, you know, like a like a story, like it's, you know, like the Hunger Games or
Well, Fantastic
Ender
Mr.
Games,
Fox,
like
I think was still a large book.
If I may interject, I would like to say, Jimmy, I disagree with you in a sense, because I believe that source material doesn't inherently matter, and that you don't need to truly stick to it. You like the best thing to do is, like what Elvis said, is to just adapt it in a way that works. That it works better in a movie than it would be in a book.
That's what I was saying with Scott Pilgrim.
And so like things are allowed to be different. However, you are also allowed to be angry that certain things were changed, because like things can be changed. Like take Dragon Ball Evolution for a second. Like fucking one of the worst adaptations of anything ever.
God, it's so bad.
It was so terrible. And I think another thing of what you might be getting at is like what I would describe as like the heart of the source material. Like Dragon Ball at its heart is a wonderful adventure story of martial arts and watching this goofy story and like meeting new wonderful characters. Dragon Ball Evolution isn't that.
He's
It's
a high
kid-
schooler and
it's
he has
a
a
kid in
crush
high
on a
school.
girl.
Fucking where's the heart in Dragon Ball? I don't know what the point of Dragon Ball Evolution is.
So
Well, okay,
Real-
Yamcha
real
was pretty
quick.
good in it though.
Of course.
Yamcha was great.
Because Yamcha is God.
He had the great surfer dude vibe to him. That was
Yeah.
perfect for it.
But a minute ago we were saying
real quick.
Okay.
I think like film adaptations of like books and other stuff can be inspired by source material.
Yes.
Of course,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And if Steven Spielberg made like a story that is somewhat similar, or it was set in the same, it was like an alternate universe of like it was inspired by Ready Player One, that would have came across so much better than taking this already like amazing story of like, you know, these people and then like changing their personalities and changing their motives and just changing it.
Yeah.
I think a good example of that is Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow
Haven't
was
seen it.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Uh,
no, Edge of Tomorrow.
it was based on a
Oh
manga.
my god! Every single time someone says Edge of Tomorrow, I'm like, what is that? And then I like have to think like, oh, it's Live, Die, Repeat. That's the name of the movie.
Oh, it's
Why
not.
did they advertise it like that? Like literally, it is imprinted in my brain that I like because a lot
Is it
of
not Edge of Tomorrow?
no,
It is Edge of
it is
Tomorrow.
it is. But on like all of their advertising posters, it just says "Live, Die, Repeat" in giant words and like.
And
in
Edge of
fine
Tomorrow
print,
is under
it's
that.
like Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but Edge of Tomorrow was based on a manga.
Yeah.
And like
Was
there were
it?
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
It's practically the same story.
I
but
actually just thought it was an original idea.
Nope. But very crucial things were changed. I forget what exactly the monsters looked like in the movie, but in the manga, there were these weird, like, blob tentacle things that
Really?
flew around with big mouths.
So would you say Edge of Tomorrow is a good example of inspiration from
It's
source?
a good example of inspiration and adaptation from like one medium to another, because it's generally the same concept and generally the same story, but like adapted in a way that works for a movie. I think like there's so many like anime movies out like coming out from Japan that are really bad.
I heard really good things about
Terraform Mars.
I heard really good things about Bleach.
Oh, they're making a Bleach one?
Yeah. I
Wait,
think
are you
it's
talking
already
about
out.
live action?
Live action movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I kind of off topic?
I would like to go back to that though.
Yeah, just real quick. The Death Note movie,
Okay,
I don't hate.
I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
It is
Wait, are you
I-
talking about Netflix?
yes, the Netflix
Okay,
one.
okay.
So
Because there's like 5 movies.
right, yeah, no, the Netflix live action one. Literally, if they just changed the name of the character and like just sort of like a little bit of the story and like altered it a bit,
yeah.
and then they called it an inspiration
It-
rather than an adaptation.
I think
it
if you're
would
going to
be
use a
really
white
good.
person to play a Japanese character, you should at least make it be set in like America and have the character's
Yeah.
name not be Light Yagami.
Yeah.
And I was talking talking to my friend Becca about this. Shout out to her, because we were actually talking about this the other day, and how the Death Note Netflix adaptation would be it would make a lot more sense if it were like an imaginative recreation of it.
Yes.
Or I was thinking like almost a prequel, like the person who got the book before Light, right? Or
That
or,
would have
or,
to be rewritten completely.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah,
definitely
but,
would.
Yeah, but like if they started the project with that in mind, like
Also,
rather than trying to recreate that into
one
with a
thing
white
that
actor.
another one of my favorite YouTubers brought up, Imaginary Axis, he pointed out that Death Note would not work today. Like the whole premise of the story, it would not work because of the way the internet is now. Like the fact that people could find like Shia LaBeouf where he was because he was streaming a video of like some flag. I forgot what it was, but it was about like not hating. And all the thing was,
will not divide. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It was just
Oh,
a constant live stream of a
just the
flag.
and people like somehow figured out like with the
Yeah,
stars.
yeah,
like,
exactly
where, it
where
was.
the fuck it was.
Yeah.
They went and took it down.
Yeah.
People
That's
would figure
insane.
out who Light is, like who Kira is, within days.
No, within hours.
Maybe.
Like
Fucking maybe. Because like
Like,
the
if
internet is
fucking-
so
yeah,
insane
if
now.
4chan and Reddit actually did the shit that they do and like just sat down for like hours and they figured it out.
When you have like 10,000 people all working on one thing, it goes really well.
And
Crowdsourcing is way better than than what was it? Is it it's crowdsourcing, not outsourcing?
I've got no idea.
Crowdfunding versus crowdsourcing. That's what it is. Like, you don't get like a bunch of people to pay for one person. Just pay a little bit for a lot of people to do it.
Right.
Because like 10,000 human minds working together for one thing can solve pretty
And
much
it's
anything.
so crazy what they solve. Like, it's all just based off of passion. Like, they're like, I would like to know where this is. And then, like, 10,000 people all work together to solve this mystery.
Yes.
And
Like but that's another reason why adaptations can be very like meticulous. If you're trying to make Death Note into something else, do not make it today unless you're fundamentally changing part of the story.
Yeah.
Like Death Note works really, really well for exactly what time it is and exactly what kind of characters are there. Rather than like I like I said, I haven't seen the Death Note movie or TV show.
So there's the original manga, the anime.
I believe the anime is
version of
better
it.
than manga, but that's mine.
Yeah, sure. Then there were I think 2 live action movies. There's the Japanese TV series that's my personal favorite. A lot of people probably hate me for that, but I just think it's better.
The Death Note musical is good.
Yeah, the musical.
what?
What?
I didn't know that
yeah.
existed.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that was a thing.
And then
Kira,
Yeah.
Kira.
You showed
Hell
it to me, John.
yeah. The Netflix movie adaptation. There was also
I should audition with a song from the Death Note musical.
Yeah.
there's another
It's-
live
it's actually
movie
really good
that's
music.
like I don't know. I could go on for a very long time talking
There's
about
many
Death Note.
adaptations of many things.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball, I think has like 8 different live action movies. Like one of them is from the Philippines. It's also bad, but I don't think any of them are anywhere near as bad as
Evolution.
Dragon Ball
Evolution.
Dude, I watched Dragon Ball Evolution at such a low point in my life. I was
And then you killed yourself
My-
immediately after.
my mom used to do this thing where like for a month out of the summer she would drop us off at our grandma's house to just stay and like help her with her farm and stuff. But my grandma openly just does not like me.
wow.
Like she has said like just openly to me that she does not like me. And it's all literally because I'm named after my dad and she hates my dad, and because I'm like the middle child, because there's Jesse the youngest, Dylan the oldest, Ray the only girl. What am I? I'm literally just a smaller version of my father, and she hates that.
You're like an adaptation of your
Yeah,
father.
yeah. And like my other siblings are just like inspirations from my father.
Sorry.
But and like I was just kind of like sick of being mistreated, and so I stayed with my uncle who was like in Nebraska and not Iowa. That was kind of a bad idea because like my uncle is somewhat of like a sociopath crazy person, and he thought that if every morning at 6 a.m. you get in like a hole and you try and jump out of it with your knees like straight and only use your legs, that eventually you can start making the hole like deeper and only jump out of the hole only using your feet and not
What?
bending your legs. And then when you actually do bend your legs,
Why
you
was
can
he-
jump on top of roofs and stuff.
What?
And so every morning that I was there, I would practice jumping without my knees, and then eventually we dug like a little hole and I got in it and I like could jump out of the hole without like using my knees. But like it was literally like an inch. And then he was like, "All right, let's dig this deeper." And I never got out of like a 2-inch hole. Like with my
You failure.
I'm pretty sure that's bad for your legs.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
extremely
you-
bad.
you-
But he was like
Humans jump the way they do because they evolved to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his logic, I think he read it online and he was like, no, there's a study that says this works. But he's like, when the hole
There's a
gets
study.
when the hole gets 6 feet and you can jump out of it without bending your knees, then you can like jump on top of like roofs and stuff when you do bend your knees. And so
I'm
like
pretty sure that's impossible.
yeah. And,
like literally
yes.
impossible.
and
Yeah.
so I was like, oh man, like once I do this, I can finally fulfill my dream of being a superhero.
Jump
and then,
man.
and then
jump man.
also the same time that I was there was the first time I started watching porn. And, and
yeah.
That
it-
was a very evolutionary period for you.
Talk,
Oh, yeah,
talk
it
about
was.
Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball
Evolution.
evolutionary.
But hold on, this all
There's a lot of
contributes.
context.
This all contributes, kind of. But like watching porn was so traumatic for me because I thought that like fuck, I really like watching naked women, but also like I know I'm going to hell, and so it was such a like a
What the fuck?
like it was like such a
Guilty
conflicting
pleasure.
thing, yeah. And literally like I don't know how, but I think like my uncle can see like the things that I look up when I use data, because like
He's a psychic.
I think it was something like with his internet or something, and I was like so convinced that he could see what I looked up, because like there was one day where I looked up like how to stop watching porn, because I was just a porn addict when I like it was like a 6-day span where I watched porn every night before I went to bed. I didn't even masturbate to it. I just watched it, and then like I was like, how do I stop watching porn? And then the next day he was like we were like sitting down and he was like building a Lego set or something, and he was like, hey Jimmy, there's nothing wrong if you like a little porn. And then I was like,
Oh
I was
boy.
like, what
Oh
the
no! Don't take advice from your uncles, guys. Uncles
Yeah.
are always bad.
Carter.
But listen to me.
Yeah, okay. And then
Well, my uncle's a mayor, mind you.
and I'm an uncle.
Then he's a corrupt fucking politician.
Shit.
I have 2 nephews and a niece. I like my reputation not being tarnished, Nick, please.
Carter, if you're listening to this in a few years, don't mind me. Just listen to me. Everything I say.
That's how they corrupt you, Nick.
But
You're already one of them.
then one day
John, can you hear this?
he put Nick, we can all hear it. He puts on Dragon Ball Evolution, and I watched the full thing in its entirety. And this is after like just getting over porn addiction, like
Oh my
being
God.
brainwashed by my uncle and having like the worst knees known to mankind, not seeing my siblings for
bee's
3
knees.
weeks straight. Like I was literally isolated at my uncle's, away from my siblings. And when like the end of the month I finally came back, like it was like the first time I've like experienced my big brother missing me, and it felt so weird. But like I was in such a fucked state of mind. It's that same. There's a picture on my Facebook if you go to the very bottom where our friend Tucker memed on it, but it's me dressed as a superhero, and I was like looking off, and like I was convinced I was going to be Jumpman. Like it was such a fucked part of my life, and then I just watched the entirety of Dragon Ball Evolution, and I was like,
About all they can do in that movie is jump really high.
yeah. But I
Also
watched
airbend.
it.
Is it just really
That's
nostalgic
right.
for you now?
Yeah, they can fucking airbend.
I just watched it, and like when the credits started rolling, I was like, "That's a good movie," because I was in such a fucked state of mind. But like
no, so it's
looking
just
back,
nostalgia now.
Yeah.
I've been like such a huge fan of Dragon Ball since like 3rd grade. Fucking like John will tell you,
Oh,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball has always been like a huge part of my life.
It
and
is
inspiration
like
for me.
literally your core.
It is one of my core.
Like you talk about Hunter x Hunter, and you talk about Fairy Tail and
yeah,
stuff,
they're,
but
they're
like,
really good.
But
Yeah,
they're not
But Dragon Ball is important to me as a person.
Right.
I watched Dragon Ball Evolution around like 5th grade because my mom found it in probably like Entertainmart or Family Video. That's what it was. It was Family Video.
when did Dragon Ball? When was it made?
Um,
Do we know?
jeez.
think maybe
I'll look it up. I'll
2010,
just look it up.
2008. I have no idea.
Wait,
You're
Dragon
fucked.
Ball?
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Evolution.
Oh, Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution.
Dragon
Yeah,
Ball-
That was 2000.
Dragon Ball was first written in 1986.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Evolution
2009.
was 2000. Oh, 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works out. That checks out.
Yeah. 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, still better than Grown Ups.
Oh my god.
And also, Piccolo from that movie is actually in Dragon Ball Super
yes.
as Zamasu. Is that
yeah,
the name?
Zamasu. Yeah.
Yeah,
People say Zamas, but I like Zamasu.
yeah. So I just thought that was a cool fact.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
But,
wow.
Like I
just-
watched it, I was so angry because of how many things that they got wrong. But that I don't think that was the real reason. Real reason.
Oh, you're talking like Jimmy now.
Real reason that I was angry with it. It was one of them, but it was because that they didn't have the same heart that like the original show had.
Absolutely not.
It
yeah.
did not. It was like it was one of like the biggest things before the Emoji Movie of like corporate fucking dudes like seeing something good and saying like we could do that. And then trying to make it for money instead of because it's like a passion thing. There's better live adaptations on YouTube by like a group of maybe 4 people than there is Dragon Ball Evolution.
There are better Nerf films where like these kids with like an iPhone 3 film themselves like having a Nerf zombie apocalypse with all their friends that I genuinely like watched and cried to when I was a young lad. That are better than movies that are being made in 2017.
I feel
Yes.
like really a couple of the only things that they got right with the Dragon Ball Evolution
was the
like-
names.
Yeah, the names like
Oof.
Shenlong. Like
yeah,
that stayed
it's,
super
it's
true.
Shenlong.
Shenlong, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. The fucking the fact that they got that but not anything else.
And then they got who was it? John Woe? Is that hang on. I don't want to get
So long have we been talking about Dragon Ball Evolution?
I'm sorry. I'll just get to the point.
So-
and then like
Sorry.
at the very end of the movie, I'm gonna say Go because I'm not gonna call him Goku. Go was wearing
Geeko.
some
It's Geeko.
Geeko. That's right.
His boys called him
Geeko.
Geeko.
And
That's
then-
not true.
And then
The bullies called him Geeko.
why is that movie such a
no.
fever dream?
Like they called that like they were making fun of him. They didn't legitimately call him Geeko.
They were his
Oh,
bullies.
okay.
They
Yeah.
were bullies. They were like,
Yeah.
hey, Geeko.
Geeko.
And then-
fuck me,
But
man.
at the very end, he was wearing like a black gi.
Yes.
And that's like that stayed true to his training gi, right? From the
I
original.
think. I have
So
no
like
idea.
that's probably like 2 or 3 of the only things they got right. And that Piccolo's green.
The Uzaro. The
I didn't even
Uzaru.
know Piccolo was in that movie.
Yeah,
He
he was the
wasn't.
villain. No, that's
He wasn't.
well. I don't know. Well, yeah, because he wasn't.
Yeah.
Dragon
Pi-
Ball.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Piccolo
I thought-
used to be a villain.
Yeah,
Piccolo was like a huge
I thought-
genocidal
Even I
god.
knew that.
like before Dragon Ball Z, like he was Dragon Ball's villain.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay. So
in
Dragon Ball Z is when Piccolo becomes like the dad of
Kind
Gohan.
of. Remember, Z is the localized version of it because, like, the manga, it's all Dragon Ball. It's all just one
right,
story.
Right.
But like Piccolo was a villain, like a genocidal god. He called himself the Demon King and
my
like ruled
God.
over humanity.
And
That's
then-
where. Oh my
And
god.
then
Yeah.
Goku killed him, but before he died, he made a clone of himself, and then that's the Piccolo we know.
What?
Goku beat him again, and then years later, he kidnapped Gohan, and like Gohan like made him soft, because like he's like I don't want him to die because we need to beat these Saiyans, and then eventually like Gohan's so fucking endearing and so cute. I love Gohan. That he's just like, well, I guess I'm a good guy now.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm not educated
Dragon Ball's
enough to
really
talk about
Dragon
Dragon
Ball's
Ball.
really good.
Yeah. Fuck, I didn't know that. I honestly thought that like it was like a Adam Sandler Kevin James complex where they're just like best friends.
Nope.
and-
Nope. Yeah.
Damn.
Because Goku killed Piccolo's dad,
Oh my god.
technical dad.
I don't know a whole. Literally, all I know is like Piccolo and Goku fought Nappa and the other ape or Saiyan dudes.
Nappa,
Yeah, they're ape,
it wasn't
man.
even a fight.
Yeah.
no.
Don't get me started on Dragon Ball. Let's change topics.
Let's
Yeah.
go back to
Anyways.
adaptations. I've been wanting to say something about
Yeah,
adaptations
I
for
was
like
about
30
to
minutes.
say.
The Percy
I was about
Jackson
to bring
movies.
it back to you.
So
Percy Jackson
we
movies
were
are
talking
bad.
about. Shut up, Nick. I know that
Sorry.
the books were also overrated.
Wait,
though.
what movies?
Percy Jackson.
I loved the books.
So my mom bought me. Sorry, real quick. My mom bought me.
Shut up,
the,
Elvis.
My mom bought me the 4th book
Now
to
you
the
know what,
Percy
like-
Jackson series, and I read the 4th book alone, and I was like, "This is a really good book. I wish they made more."
Nathan Fillion was the
Wow.
only good thing about the movies.
He's a good actor.
Oh yeah,
Now
good
you know
man.
what it feels like to be John.
yeah.
I don't have a big
Suck my
stupid
dick.
hairy beard though, so I don't know what that feels like.
John, get him.
It's kind of itchy sometimes.
I
Get
bet
him,
when
John.
you eat it, food gets like stuck in it and it's all gross.
Actually, no.
Oh.
Only fucking slobs.
I wish I had a
Only
fucking
people who have
beard.
those beards that like go all the way up to their bottom lip.
Say what you want to say, Elvis.
So we were
Sean, your
talking
beard
about
goes to your bottom lip.
Elvis, just go.
we were talking about
Adaptations.
adaptations and how if you would let me just find my train of thought.
Anyways, Baja Blast is probably the.
Is that the train?
Mountain
Fuck,
Dew
how do we
Baja Blast is
digress?
an adaptation
Like
of
from
Mountain
such
Dew.
a, like, how do we digress from like, this strong subject to going choo choo? Is that your train of thought? I hear your train of thought coming. Fart fart.
Mountain Dew Baja
because
Blast
it's
is by
Nick.
far the best adaptation of Mountain Dew.
Yes, because if you guys let me talk about Dragon Ball, it would end with me talking about Dragon Ball.
We were talking about adaptations. We were saying that adaptations. I was going to say something about how Scott Pilgrim is an adaptation from a comic book where they do exactly what it is, and how that's actually a good thing because it's the Scott Pilgrim comics are something visual. But whenever you take a movie and do the exact same thing as a book, it doesn't work as well, and you should make it work better as a film.
It loses its magic.
Yes. That is all I was going to say.
Yes, I
So
think
why'd
that's.
you get so frustrated
And
about
then-
I think that's a really good point actually, because like certain things, it's really hard to like take a novel or like something that's entirely a story that's entirely told with only words, and then translating it into a story. That's why like things like Lovecraft, I think that those are entirely unadaptable, because or at least in
With
an
the little
okay
I've
sense.
read, I agree.
Because like that is so hard to do, because like books like what Lovecraft wrote, they work exactly the way he wants it to, because it's literature and
there's no visual like required for it.
there's no visual required. It puts the image in your mind, and the way that his horror works is that that's exactly what it wants you to do, because horror is always scarier if like you are the one guessing what it is. Things like the Babadook, you don't really see it, but the parts you do see scare you, and like the rest of it is even scarier. Hereditary, like a lot of it you don't really see, like unless it wants you to, and like before you see it, it's
And there's a
terrifying.
certain scene you'll know what I'm talking about. It might be the climax of the movie, even though
Well,
it's near
because
the beginning.
we don't want to talk about it too much.
Mm,
because
I know.
of Jimmy.
I'm gonna be as vague as
Okay.
literally possible, but
I'm just waiting for like Redbox to like put Hereditary out or
It's
something.
probably
I
on-
now
it's
own it
probably
on
on
Apple
Showbox.
TV.
You own it?
On Apple TV, we can watch it tonight. If we
Well,
want to.
then we should watch it tonight.
I have to be here because you
Yeah.
fucking watched it.
Elvis,
with
you
Nick.
kind of cucked John right there.
Except I didn't, because
Except you did.
me and Nick
You did
have
cuck
talked
him.
about having an independent study of horror, just us two.
However, I would like to say, not too many people should be in the room, because horror is way better if you enjoy it only by yourself with no security around you, because you need to let yourself be vulnerable to it in order to appreciate the horror and like what makes it scary, and then you can contemplate why you were scared, or at least it is for our purposes.
I guess I'll just
Yes.
fuck off.
I think
No, I think John and Jimmy should watch it. Elvis, fuck off.
I think like okay. So I think being scared by something is like fuck, how do I word this? I disagree that horror movies should be watched alone. Cuz I think it changes for each person. For me, I enjoy watching horror movies with like a group of people to feel secure, because like me personally, I do not enjoy being scared.
I really enjoy when horror movies genuinely scare
But
me.
oh fuck, there was this fucking thing that I saw that I was gonna text you and fucking oh no.
Here, while
Did I
you think
interrupt it?
about that, let's let Elvis finish his comment he was saying about the climax.
All I was saying,
Oh yeah.
yeah, all I was saying is it happens and it doesn't show you what really happened. You just know exactly what happened because of how it's directed. And then it waits for the right moment when something else is if you know the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
It is terrifying.
And then it shows you at this exact moment, and it just... Hereditary is a 10 out of 10 film, maybe my favorite of the year so far.
Yes,
Go
yes,
see
yes.
it.
But go ahead, John.
For like the first 10 minutes, like, you know, Elvis and I saw it not opening night because we tried to see it all together, but we eventually
Because I was still
saw it.
16 and I'm 17 because I'm younger than all my friends.
So Elvis and I eventually saw it together in theaters. And whenever we were watching it, you know, at the beginning, usually when Elvis and I see a movie, we respect each other enough to not make a joke out of the whole movie. But we also, you know, we would just be like, that's
Get along
that's
with this
funny.
guy.
Yeah, yeah.
What's this problem? And
But
say things
then
like that.
I'm gonna be super vague when I say
Yeah.
this because it's so important. But there was a certain scene,
The same thing I was talking about.
like, it happens out of nowhere.
And
Like,
then we were dead
absolutely
silent
For the rest
of
of the movie. I was so intent on, like, continuing the gag because we started one and I was thinking, like, oh, I bet this can be a reoccurring thing. But then that one specific scene happened. And then I was just like,
It's like 20 minutes in.
it just had me
And
literally captivated.
I don't
throughout
think
the
we-
entire
Don't
movie.
don't give time, because if I watch it, I want to be surprised.
Yes, yeah. But like
It's hard to tell time.
fucking
watching
it's
movies.
a good ass movie. But
Unless
that's
you're
it.
looking
What
at
what
it
I was
catches
saying
you off guard.
about adaptation. Adaptation is an extremely hard thing to do. And like I don't think people should really be faulted for like doing adaptations wrong, but
trying to be
it's still
creative.
okay to shit on them
Right.
because they can be bad, and if it's bad, it's still bad.
Yeah.
Adaptations are really hard, and I was saying, literature to movie is an extremely hard adaptation to do, especially if like the literature plays to the strengths of the literature, if it plays to the strength of the piano, because then if it's like a song specially written for a piano and every bit is exactly what a piano does, it would be hard to play it on the violin. Extremely hard. And you might even have to change some things in order for it to work. And it wouldn't technically be the same song. Like Lovecraft, one of my favorite things that he likes to do is instead of like telling you what something looks like, and like describing exactly what like whatever horror it is,
He just tells you how it makes him feel.
he tells you what the narrator is feeling by looking at it. He, instead of like saying by describing like the swine in Rats in the Walls, instead of describing them as like pink bulbous like 6 foot leathery skinned things,
Bulbasaur?
he describes them as like putrid and vile, loathsome things. And like that imagery just makes you hate whatever the fuck your mind comes up with, because he tells you what to think.
I'm going
And
to go to
that-
Barnes & Noble and get a bunch of H.P. Lovecraft books
And
as soon as I get paid.
It's really it would be really hard to do that in a movie because it's essentially fundamentally visual. I maybe like one way to do it is to only show the reaction.
Yeah.
Like not even have like an establishing shot of whatever it is, only having a reaction
Because
shot.
whatever scares you the most,
That's what's gonna pop in your mind.
No, yeah, you can make what is gonna scare you the most in your
Yes.
brain.
Yes. And like even with like feelings are so much deeper than like any monster. I think that's another thing that Lovecraft does really well, is by instilling like this feeling that like your entire reality is wrong, and that if you were to actually realize how insignificant everything is, you would go insane.
I recently watched it. This isn't a horror movie, but I recently watched a film called Room, and it's based on a book.
I've
And
heard of it.
Yeah, it's a fucking beautiful film, and it's on Netflix. And
Not The Room. Just Room.
No, not The Room.
I've heard of it.
Both masterpieces.
Yes.
But Room is based on a book, and in the book, the main character is a 5-year-old boy in both. And in the book, it's written from the perspective of the 5-year-old boy. Like, it's actually as if he wrote it. So the vocabulary in the book is all a 5-year-old's vocabulary. And you have to really think about it to know what's actually happening. Because he'll just say, like, Mom went and did this thing, and I don't know what was happening, but I heard these noises, and I don't know, it was weird anyways. And then you'll be like, oh,
And
shit.
then South Park happened.
Okay.
The South Park game. I heard noises coming.
Anyways. But in the movie, that wouldn't really work in the movie. It only works in the book. So in the movie, it more so shows you what's literally happening, but there's still sometimes the boy narrating. And also, oh man, the movie is so different, and it just makes it its own perfect medium of telling this story.
Yeah.
I feel like it could work, but only if a majority, like 90% of the shots were just primarily based on the kid and not what he's looking at.
You would need to be really creative to do it.
Yeah, but
The movie is still very creative, but
right.
it makes it work better as a movie and not.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was
If
talking
you
about
catch my
earlier
drift.
with the Junji Ito collection. We're taking advantage of the comics and writing it how it works for our comics, and then with what Scott Pilgrim did, take the movie based off of the comics and take what works from the comics and puts them in the movie to where it works as a movie. If that made sense at all.
No, it does. It does. I think this was a really good topic, and Elvis and I have a lot to say on it because we are attempting to write a horror thing. Are we allowed to? Do you want to talk about it?
No, yeah, me and Nick are writing a short horror film.
Yeah,
Currently.
Nick and Elvis
Is
are writing
it-
a horror thing.
Oh, yeah, Nick and Elvis
Who?
I heard that they were. Is it the one that I know about?
Yes.
I think it's
Okay.
the one that we all know
It
about.
is.
Yeah.
That
It
we-
is an inspiration from a creepypasta story, not an adaptation.
Called We Danced.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It
yeah.
will probably
Yes.
go by the same name
Because
unless
that-
we think of a better one.
I showed it to Elvis a long time ago, and I said it was one of my favorite creepypastas and one of the only ones that like actually kind of spooked me. And I reread it again like last week while we were talking about it, and it's pretty good. It's really short, but it's pretty good for what it is. And I don't think that it's gonna be too hard to adapt it because
no, yeah, I know exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I've got it all in here.
I
I just pointed to my head when I said that.
because no, I thought you pointed to your butt.
Nice.
Are you saying my head's my butt?
No, it's gonna be shit.
I bet.
Oh,
Your ideas, that is.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I think we got that part.
Anyways, it's not going to be too difficult because it's a creepypasta, obviously written by whoever wrote it. If you're out there, really good. However, I think it's also fair to realize that it's not in the same way that something like the Divine Comedy or like H.P. Lovecraft is specifically written for literature and only literature. It's really good, but it won't be too hard to adapt it into something
no,
else.
it won't.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're gonna make it phenomenal.
It also has a lot to do with like the concept of what it is.
right.
Yes. Don't go read the story. Wait till we make the short film.
What? No, it's okay for
No,
anyone
don't.
to read the story.
Don't go read it.
Fucking why?
Just go read it.
No.
It's better to see what something's
Yeah,
inspired
absolutely.
Wait
We
until
danced.
we make
It's
it.
like a 2-minute read.
Nope.
A 2-minute read compared
'Cause if their first six-
video.
If they're no, it'll be like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe
Is it
10.
actually?
Maybe 10.
Oh, I thought it
Between
was.
5 and 10.
I thought you guys were going for like a long.
It originally was.
Yeah, we decided not to
Oh,
because
okay.
like
just something that actually
like we reread it and we realized that like
there's not
it's
enough.
way too fucking short.
Yeah.
Whatever we add in probably won't work.
I'm definitely like
That's a good call.
with
It's a story that works better as short horror.
Yes.
I feel like
simply.
didn't that idea like the first time we thought about it, did that happen on my birthday or was that at like Nick's house or something?
We were at Nick's house and Nick read me the story, and then about a week after that, I was sitting at my laptop thinking about it still because it was still in my brain, and I was like,
oh,
I want to adapt this, and then I let Nick know.
Yeah, that's when I showed you guys also like a Junji Ito.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like say I don't trust you guys with it because I do, but with the way that we were first talking about it, I didn't quite see how it could work, which is why I'm more interested and excited to see you guys do it. Yeah, because the way that we were talking about it was kind of like meme-ish, and so I was thinking like you were trying to make some sort of comedic parody.
No, I knew
horror topic
when we were talking about
we
it.
could
Your
do
house.
that too.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That was my original
We can make
idea.
like 2 different versions. One's like actual horror, and another is
No, just have
comedy.
the bloopers. I feel like that.
The blooper.
Yeah,
Dude,
There's gonna be a lot of those.
I'm so glad that I can be a part of it, though. Like
I'm so glad that I'm cast as the main character. Right.
What are your favorite movies, Nick?
So I wrote down Hereditary, Mystery Men, Bee Movie, Enemy, Jurassic Park, Baby Driver, and honestly, pretty much the whole MCU.
Okay. So real quick,
Where's La La Land?
I-
I thought you were all like, I love
Oh
La La
fuck,
Land.
La La Land.
I do want to talk about the B movie. Jerry Seinfeld is like one of like my idols. Well,
Honestly.
loose idol. Because like there's obviously so much more research that I could do on him, but I know
He's
him
done
for a
more
lot
than the B movie.
No, well, yeah.
Remember
But
his
that was
TV
definitely
show
the highlight point of
Seinfeld?
his. That was the highlight point of his career.
The B movie is such a grand movie, and I'm not even. It's so fucking smart, and the comedy works so well. Okay, real quick,
You want to know where it came about? Like how the idea came?
please tell me.
Fucking Jerry Seinfeld and Steven Spielberg were having lunch at Spielberg's house, and
I keep forgetting
Fucking-
that Steven Spielberg
Yes.
is the reason the B movie exists.
Yes.
fucking Seinfeld had like this a joke idea for a movie where the guy that I heard the story from paraphrased it as like I'm sure the conversation had to have gone like this: what if we made a movie about a bee?
What if we made him? I'm
And
having a really
called
bad
it
Jerry.
bee movie?
What if we made him?
And apparently Spielberg
It's impossible.
loved that idea, immediately called someone, had it approved, and that was the beginning of the B movie.
You've got no fucking idea how when you think about that as you watch the movie, how true that is. It's literally like the B movie is a joke that would be in a
That's
Seinfeld.
the joke. Is
Like-
it's about bees.
Like that literally would be in like a fucking like
Jimmy's
a
standing on
bit.
his chair.
I'm
It's a
so
rolling chair and
in
I'm
love
scared.
and fucking impressed with the B movie. It's so fucking good because the jokes that oh my god.
Please don't move like
from
that.
one of the deleted scenes is probably my favorite joke. When they were going to go to the queen bee's chambers, and my favorite joke, and like the whole thing wasn't even actually included in it, is just like he walks in and then there's a fly in the corner like playing guitar, and the fly is like slightly brown, and then Barry's just like, oh, Spanish fly.
It's so. Oh,
Spanish fly.
it's so good.
It's such a fucking masterpiece because it's literally just Jerry Seinfeld as a bee. And like he just does bee shit.
It's impossible
Like
for
it's
me to
so
watch it
hard to
unironically.
explain how
in
good it
any
is.
other way. Like the bees decide to get together and sue the human race.
And then they win.
They win.
And then they win
They
against the
carry a-
human race. And then it actually goes through like how pollination is needed. And it's so fucking good.
One of the endings was they were gonna go to space.
It's so fucking good because
Jimmy,
it doesn't
Jimmy,
stop.
Jimmy, did you
it doesn't
hear?
stop at the bees winning. It actually goes through the consequences of their actions, and oh my fucking god!
No,
It's
Jimmy,
such a
one of
good
the-
movie.
one of
It
the
could have
original
ended with them
endings.
going to space.
Barry in space in a rocket ship looking at the edge of the galaxy and saying like, it's beautiful, Houston. That was the original ending. Was the bee was gonna go to space. It's so.
He probably
remember
wouldn't
when-
realistically survive through liftoff, though.
Remember when the bees carried a
But the
plane?
bees don't care what humans have to say.
You're right.
Did you not watch the beginning?
I'm such an infant. I'm so sorry.
According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees do not care what humans think.
I'm
or
sure we made
impossible.
Romero
Fucking
hate
love the
that
bee movie.
script.
Wait, what did you guys do to Romero?
Oh yeah, for one of our Bellwork things on our Chromebooks, we just copied and pasted the bee movie script.
And then it got the whole class to post freaking movie scripts like High School Musical.
John, remember that one like copy pasta thing on Google Docs? It was a template, and it was just like a review of iCarly, like for like.
Oh yeah, no, Andrew made that.
6,000 pages. What?
My friend Andrew made that.
What?
Yeah, or
Fucking,
no,
we
it was
were
either
laughing-
Andrew or it was either him, Sam,
I'm
or like
gonna see
Isaiah.
if I have it in my drive.
It was like 6,000 pages.
It was
Wait,
like
what?
a couple. No, it was like a couple pages. It was
Okay.
just like
Well,
No.
then,
no,
then it's a different
You
thing.
copy pasted it.
No, I didn't.
no,
No, that was
I
just
swear
the
to
template.
God,
that
it
was
was
it. It
I
was like
swear to God,
either
it was a few
689
paragraphs.
or 6,000 pages.
No, it was like
I remember having to like wait for it to buffer for hours.
Well, then it's a different thing.
no. I swear to God.
No,
it
no,
was
no,
the
no, no,
iCarly
no.
thing.
I like it was probably a similar concept, but
John,
like
prove them wrong.
wait.
God,
you might
that-
be
that
thinking of
face.
the template that I made off of the original iCarly
No.
thing, where I like
oh,
no.
oh, this is weird.
I made the font.
Oh, this got meta.
I made
No.
the font.
Oh, this is weird.
Huge, and then I copied and pasted
No,
it.
there's
like
no
a
way. There's
million
no
times.
fucking way.
No, I crashed one of the library computers. And it
My
didn't come
phone
on-
almost crashed.
Uh-oh.
No, it didn't come on for like a week.
Uh-oh.
Elvis,
This got meta.
are you sure you made that? I sent that to the chat.
I did make something like that.
You said nothing about it.
Well, I don't look at what you say in the chat.
I there's this setting where you can mute certain people. I have you muted.
Wait,
Yeah.
Nick's in the chat.
Are you in the chat? I
Well,
can't
last
remember.
time I checked, I don't know if someone's kicked him yet. They should though.
I thought I mean, anytime I see him, I think I kick him.
Anytime
like
I
jazz?
anytime I see Nick, I think about how much of a genuinely good human being he is.
Every time I just
And he doesn't
see
get enough
Nick, I
credit
just
for it.
actually kick him.
Yeah. Ow!
I just lunge at him. For all of you who couldn't see.
Jimmy lunged at him and Nick got hurt.
Real quick, I
Ow.
want to
The
go
B
back.
movie is really good.
B movie's really good.
Let's
Both-
just talk
ah.
about the movies on that.
The
list.
most cartoonish character
those are
in
Nick's
B
favorite
movie
movies that he listed.
is also the straight man and the most realistic character in the whole movie.
We'll make a video at
That's
some point about how
fucking
good the B movie
hilarious.
is.
Wait, but real quick, one last thing about the B movie. It literally, like, you can think of, like, every scene as different chapters. That's how, because at one point he's, like, fighting, like, a fucking packaging man who's got a little, like,
Oh, yeah.
thumbnail. And, yeah,
and then he's surfing in a
or-
toilet bowl.
yeah,
Surf's up,
yeah.
dude!
He's got so many fucking
Oh,
struggles
cool
he
water.
has to overcome. And then finally,
Remember when they're on the windshield?
yes,
They're like,
that
what's
was,
his name over there? And he's like, he's dead.
Oh, he's actually dead. It's like, no, we all pretend that we're dead. And then he's like, well, what's his name? And he's like, no, he's actually dead. Eddie
shows his
fucking
corpse.
Murphy plays a
Mosquito.
Okay. Very good
B
movie.
movie is
So many
so
different
fucking
chapters
good.
and challenges.
Well, then I guess favorite movies will be next time.
Because it'll go on for
Yeah, this
another
was
2 hours if
primarily
we want.
adaptation based.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pass me the uke.
Is there anyone that objects?
Pass
to that?
me the egg.
Oh yeah.
It's
okay. Hold
the
on.
ending segment.
Hold on.
Everyone get ready?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Logan Paul.
Every day, bro.
Logan Paul is a
Chains.
cunt. Logan Paul. KSI is also a cunt, but not as much as Logan Paul, so that's the only reason I wanted to win Paul. Yeah. It was an okay fight. I
Not
kind of
really
wish.
worth $10.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way, Paul.
Donald Trump.
Someone harmonize with me. Paul. 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 Yeah.
Let's rock. B movie adaptation. Adaptation. Justin Chatwin.
GC. Da 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 da. GC. There we go. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
He's got really pink nipples. Really pink nipples.
Do you remember that one part where we talked about building the wall? If you don't, then Elvis probably cut it out.
Cause she said something really
Racist!
racist.
Racist!
Racism is funny. I said racism is funny.
Yeah! Why Donald Trump is president?
Yo, break it down.
Okay. 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 We talked about movies that was pretty great, but not enough to fill Elvis's plate. So next time we're gonna do another
That was
podcast.
really good. I couldn't even keep going.
That was really good.
Why'd you fucking cut off my freestyle? I was gonna go for ages.
Elvis,
Because
I'm
it was
gonna
just
shoot
too
you.
good. I didn't want you to embarrass
Elvis?
me.
This is for all the times that you made me mad.
No, Nick. Nick, stop.
Oh shit. Elvis
Well,
is
I
like
guess
actually
Elvis is
dead.
just
Jimmy,
what
you bullied me for years.
I thought we'd like the B movie together.
Shit.
John,
Yeah,
I
Nick?
miss you. Goodbye.
Oh no.
I'm killing myself.
Wait. Why? Fucking don't do that. Fucking no. All my friends are dead. Now I gotta clean it up. Like.
John,
Oh fuck, Satan.
this is your conscience.
Oh, Satan.
John,
You have to kill yourself
What?
now.
this is the
God?
angel. Don't kill yourself.
You have to do it now. Just know the
John,
choice.
don't kill yourself.
Well, I mean,
They
I
reveal
didn't
the
want to,
reason.
but now that you bring it up,
Don't kill yourself,
I'm in
please,
a lot
John.
of
You have to do
John,
it.
if
I'm
you
in-
die, we die.
I'm in a
Please,
lot of
John.
financial
Kill
pain.
Don't
yourself.
kill yourself.
Do
This
it.
is your grandma.
Do it.
John,
Do it.
John,
Kill
please, for the
yourself.
love of God,
My
don't kill
grandma?
yourself.
Just
I'm
fucking
coming.
do
John.
it.
I'm
Kill
coming.
yourself. Kill yourself.